All right, Gertie, take it away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y Television. And tonight, it's time for round 7 of the OSCA 2022A Xfinity Series season. And they are about to take battle here at the Lady in Black Darlington Raceway. And as always, Carlos and myself are here for 3Y TV, and along with me again, hey, glad to have you up in the booth here, Matthew. Back. It's been at least a week absence, but glad to have you back up here in the booth tonight.
I didn't think I'd be back so soon, but it was a lot of fun in Vegas, and the schedule opened up tonight. So given the venue, I'm absolutely excited to be back up here with you guys for another event.
Yeah, and tonight, and especially at a track like Darlington, it's kind of what they always say, a driver's track, one of the trickier tracks. It's almost similar to what we had last week at Bathurst, where you almost have to drive the track instead of racing the other cars around you. And I think two different halves here tonight, and I believe they did have it set up. I forgot to make sure it was confirmed. They do have a longer and shorter half. I believe the first half tonight will be 41 laps, and the second half will be 58, I believe.
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct. Great. That is correct. Okay, so I did have that correct. All right, so yeah, so we have two different strategies here. So it's going to be interesting here at Darlington, especially with that shorter half kind of being more of the sprint half, Matthew. But also, here at Darlington, those sprint runs really don't always work out so well. So what are these drivers going to look at tackling here tonight?
I will say, I talked to a lot of the drivers before tonight in the hours leading up to it, and the number one word I saw from almost everybody was survival. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of guys gunning for the top spot and trying to get in the top 10, but they are well aware that even though we have a sprint race, it doesn't mean just go crazy. It's going to be a lot of everybody racing the track and, as I said before, survive. Keep it off the wall, keep it off each other, and be there at the end.
Yeah, and it's maybe not so much saving your car, the sheet metal on it, and that, I mean, obviously that's an important thing too, but also tires. The tires are going to be a huge thing to save, even in that short sprint run. I believe that's going to be very key here as we're about to start qualifying.
Yeah, no saving tires there for sure.
Yeah, and qualifying, yeah, you can burn them up, but yeah, good thing.
Yep, that's going to be it.
And just picture the Tyrannosaurus as the Lady in Black just chewing up those tires here at Darlington tonight. But as we get qualifying underway, we've seen, I believe, we don't have the practice times up, but we had Chad Thornquist was on top of the leaderboard by quite a bit.
Oh, you want practice times? There you go.
Oh, there they
are.
We
go.
Oops,
Carlos,
sorry, I hit them by accident.
And they're gone.
No, there we go.
There we go.
So, even Kind of Rally is posted a pretty good time, pretty close to Thornquist as well. Gerald Campbell making his return, filling in for Zishan Dura in that number 10 Ford. Great to see Campbell back. I believe his first time back in the OSCA series since season 1. I believe he's even been a couple-time race winner in the past. And hold on, I got distracted by Monticelli's.
That's a paint right there.
That is a paint. It's off of Robert Presley's 1997 scheme for Diamond Ridge Motorsports. And I might be dating myself, or I don't know how young you guys are exactly. I know you're a lot younger than I am. But I specifically remember watching the 1997 Daytona 500 and watching that car flip in the infield and never, almost sustaining no damage, a little bit to the front end when he came back down, and I remember those back tires bouncing like basketballs, and basically looked like the car was ready to go, but obviously, you slam on the ground that hard after being in the air. All the suspension and stuff was shot, and he was behind the wall, but it was a very just memorable race. But I suppose you guys don't remember watching 97 Daytona 500.
No, I wasn't alive.
Oh boy.
For Nick Monticelli's sake, I hope he does not suffer the same fate at all. I'd like to see that car.
I was alive.
Carlos
was. Carlos was kicking. But yeah, that's a beautiful scheme. Hopefully he gives it a good run tonight. I believe last time you were in the booth, Matthew, man, I hope I'm not jinxing him now just bringing this up, but he did have a pretty strong night.
He did have a very good night. We even brought him back. We even brought him up in the booth to have a word. It wasn't a top 3, but it was like we knew it was a good night. He was clean and brought home good results. We'd like bring him up here anyways and talk to him. He was excited.
Yeah, you know, and I was talking to, and that's going to be, I think, the big key, just staying clean, as you were saying, and just maintaining that car, as we were talking about earlier. But I'm also talking to a lot of the guys in the Fat and Sad Racing group, and they said this car tonight is surprisingly loose. And Xfinity cars, generally, they always seem to have tighter setups, at least in my opinion. But it's interesting to hear that the setup is this loose, and I think D. West was quoted, he wanted me to quote this, it's going to separate the men from the boys here tonight. And sometimes that could just be keeping your car, as you were talking about, in one piece. But we'll see how that plays out, as right now, Kyan Rally is on top of the leaderboard in your 29 machine there.
I know. It's at this point, it's quite the revolving door of drivers, but...
Hey, and there's Carlos's car there in the 73. The old Land Shark is back for Kyle.
I had no idea.
Look
Hey,
at that.
see now both you guys have skin in the game and I don't. This is not fair.
We'll just pick someone. Just pick someone.
Well, I mean, I got my buddy Dewar out there. You know, Brent
There you
Jones, a teammate. So yeah, I guess I kind of.
There you go.
Yeah. And then Austin Beers making a return. Tate Lytle, after a couple weeks off, back out in action. So good to see Tate back out here. And there's the Mohawk Foundation Ford. I believe that's the 05 of Robert Hill, making his qualifying lap right now.
Told me it wasn't his favorite track, but he's been riding a bit of a wave of decent finishes. Was looking forward to this one, as he actually qualifies pretty solidly up there.
So I mean, even though like guys like Robert Hill, like you said, he doesn't like this track. It's not one of his favorites. But like when you have that momentum, does that sometimes even carry to tracks? Do you feel like even that you don't like, that you could maybe have maybe not the best run ever, notably maybe get a top 15 where maybe you normally finish in the top 25? You just kind of have that luck swagger on your back, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. And even with Robert, the start to this season, for example, was miserable. And coming off the 2 good weeks in a row, he says this is a track he doesn't like and he's not very good at. He qualified 13th. For someone who doesn't like this track, that bodes pretty well for him. So yes, absolutely, there is a momentum factor there for sure. Even coming to places you don't like, you'll show up and be able to ride that wave.
Ride the wave indeed. We'll see if he can do so, as the lineup is set here for the it's good 135.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good, which is what we're hearing. It was a Dylan Gooden food reference, driver of the number 75, which I'd be curious to hear the backstory of that someday. We all have to do our homework against what that's all about. As a starting lineup is on your screen now. Kind of rally on the pole. Damian Leininger, man, those guys on Sad Racing, they said sometimes their finishes aren't the best, but they've been qualifying real well. You see, actually Damian and Tate, I guess they're representing the fat portion of that Depression Racing Network team, but able to qualify up there in the top 3. Kyle Carlson, I mean, here's a guy in 18.
I wasn't expecting that.
He's been showing speed here in the past couple weeks. Even last week at Bathurst, he looked pretty sporty, consistently in the top 10, getting 2 top 10 finishes last week. Good to see him qualifying up there in the 6th position. And then Johnny Eckert, you weren't here last week. We had Ben Brost up here in the booth. We were talking so much on how Johnny Eckert was desperate for that win. He's back right now in 9th spot. But if we know anything about Johnny, he can run that car smooth. But you got to wonder, Matthew, once you kind of go through that drought, especially with how many times we've seen Johnny Eckert in victory lane, does that start to affect your driving style a little bit?
It's kind of hard to say. It depends on how you let it get to you. I don't take Johnny as the person to get frustrated and let it translate to the track, because I think we're still seeing him run at the front consistently, and for him it's a matter of time. But you'll see it for sure. Guys who usually win, they can get frustrated and they can overdrive the car. I know people like that that still run leagues right now, and they just try too hard and knock themselves out. I don't really take Johnny Eckert to do that. I think even if he may not have the fastest car today, I think he'll still be in the mix regardless.
Yeah, he's, for sure. We've been interviewing him enough so far this season, the top 3, and we're about to find out who's going to take the checkered flag in half one. Right now, 41 laps here in the quote-unquote dash half of the afternoon. And Kynan Rally will lead him off in that E-Shift Sports Ford. It's a pace truck.
Technically,
Dives
it's
down
not
on
a half.
Yeah, it's not a half anymore. So we'll just call this the sprint round as the green flag is out. And you see a little bit of tire spin throughout the field, but everyone's going cleanly so far down into turn 1. And Kynan Rally will take the lead.
Oh, we got problems in the back already.
Oh boy, Austin Beers. Looks like Robert Hill having right in front of him. Looks like everyone's clean so far, but a little bit of a skirmish to start off this event. Oh! Carlson with the great
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Roethlisberger involved. Heavy contact. Oh, not a lot of room to go. Late hit there. I didn't see who got into Carlson there late.
Man.
That might have been the 72 of Tarble, I believe. But
did we jinx him?
Event. We might have jinxed him. Tim Conrad. Oh, heavy damage to that 35 machine. Oh, tough break right off the get-go here tonight. Just getting in that. Ooh, see, I think there you've seen, Matthew, a little bit of how loose this car can get.
It gets evil on you, especially off turn 2. It gets light, and when you're at speed picking up the throttle, it really wants to spin over that hump there. It got him. It got him big.
It got him big, and then, right there at the end. And, even Walgren in the 36 gets involved as well. Here's onboard. He did a good job of staying off of Westergreen, but unfortunately, the luck kind of ran out once Roethlisberger nowhere to go for him. And, Conrad nowhere to go either, but kind of took Roethlisberger for a ride with that T-bone. Oh, boy. So heavy damage for some of these contenders early on. As we take another look at the replay here. I think this is on board of Conrad's machine. And, oh, man. I'm sure you have as well, Matthew. I've been in that boat where I'll see the car coming like, gas brake, nothing's gonna help.
Just to speak from experience, just this just a few days ago in OSCA, actually, yes, the exact same thing pretty much happened. You're there running and you're fine, and then guys just spin up in front of you, and it does not really matter what you do. You're pretty much along for the ride. It's a pretty sickening feeling at that point.
Yeah, your race flashes before your eyes, I guess you could say. And unfortunately for Conrad, it looks like his half is over with.
No, not half.
Or at least severely hampered.
Sprint dash.
No.
Sprint dash. Yep.
If you want to be technical, it's more like a 2/5.
A 2/5.
Something
I'm gonna
like that.
beat you up.
So we got what we'll call this one the sprint dash, and what's the next one called then?
The long haul. I have no idea.
Oh, the long haul. Love it.
Yeah, that's it.
We're calling it. We're naming it. Matthew,
Oh, boy.
you did your job here today. You
I left my mark.
Yep. Love it. But fortunately, yeah, see some damage there from Walgren as well, getting in the back of
Running green.
these cars. But 1 lap to go to green here. So only 4 laps in. Walgren will hold on to that lead, choosing the inside line. And kind of surprising too, Matthew. I thought maybe some of these guys would choose that outside line, just kind of how the line is here at Darlington, but thinking he can get a good enough start here from the get-go.
Might be a comfort thing too. It's really hard to say, especially with how loose it is. I just don't know. Personally, I'd be picking the top, but then again, everybody's got their preferences on what they want to do on the restarts. But yeah, you are right. I would usually expect the top to be taken. I personally would take the top myself.
We'll see how it pays off for Kynan as the pace truck is off. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing.
For who?
Kynan and Damien up front, and the green flag is out, and there you see again.
Man, the big wheel spins everywhere.
Yeah, it's getting pretty tough out there for these gents on the restart. But hey, kind of got it going, and he's gonna check away just a little by a couple car lengths there over Damien as the field looks like they're a little more timid this time. single filed out. Going here through 3 and 4 under speed for the first time. Still powering through there.
Everybody really minding their P's and Q's this time around.
Yeah, and we able to get the first lap under green here for the night. And, you know, and here's going to be kind of the interesting thing. You know, I think the 29 here would have probably the best, maybe even Damon 83 being up in the top 2. They'd have the best bet to kind of conserve, also, you know, kind of pull away. They can kind of play around with their gap here a little bit. The guys maybe even in the top 5. But how hard would it be for guys even say like Westergreen, Isabella, Thomas that are kind of in that 5th through 10th there? How hard is that to kind of discipline yourself to try to save your stuff, but also try to get up front in this relatively short sprint dash?
Difficult, very difficult. The only thing more exciting than being in that little lead group of cars is being just a half a second away from it. You really want to go up there and join them, but to be completely honest, the best thing for Westergreen and Isabella and all these guys right here to do, best thing for them is just to save it right now, because if they want to push their stuff and get up there, they're going to really hurt themselves for the rest of this run here.
And a guy who doesn't like saving his stuff, he likes going all out. Tate Lytle,
he moves
up into the second spot. Oh, able to hang on to it. Wow, Damien getting sideways for most coming out of turn 2. They're able to hang on and not scrub off too much speed. But even on the sim, I gotta wonder how much does a slide like that burn the tires off the car?
It hurts them pretty bad. It takes a couple for it to really hurt, especially here where you're killing the right rear anyways, but you definitely want to take it easy for a couple laps after that. Even if you lose ground, you cannot afford to rip up the right rear anymore than you're already doing it here.
We'll see if Damien can recover, still back in the 4th position. Trying to recover from that slide a lap ago. It looks like even Isabella, I thought it was getting a little tail happy there, but able to keep it going. He's running in the 6th position right behind teammate David Westergreen. There you see Dustin Dewar and Osborne in the 15, trying to battle for that 11th spot. Dylan Gooden, there's Mr. Food Review there, riding in the 13th spot. And I'm kind of wondering, Dylan should maybe have his own food review show, I'm assuming, YouTube channel?
That's what I assumed. I don't know if Carlos knows any more about that. I had no idea what "that's pretty good" meant until they told me it was a Dylan Gooden reference.
No, I don't really spend my time watching Dylan Gooden's YouTube channel.
Oh, well, does he have?
Nah, I'm kidding. I've seen a couple episodes. I've seen a couple. Oh no, somebody's spinning off on the inside.
Oh, it's
Dylan, I was joking. I was making a joke.
He keeps it out of the racing line.
Oh, and yep, no caution. He's trying to get it going. And he will, but loses a bunch of spots now. Falling back into 29th position. Still trying to get going. You see even how hard it is to get on that throttle back up to speed. You've seen him almost drifting as he was trying to put that power down. Very hard to do. And now Vincent back last car on the lead lap in 31st after that spin, being up there in the top 10 in the 6th position. So a tough break for him.
Tate Lytle working under Kean right now.
Ooh.
Oh, that's my car in the wall.
Hey,
all the sponsorship money I put in.
It's going to take a lot of money to buff out the side of that thing. Look at it all gone.
Carlos,
all of them gone.
I think he needs more money now to replace the Darlington stripe he has on the side of that Landshark Chevrolet. And going back to action here, Johnny Eckert. Man, still kind of mired back in the pack here a little bit. Where is he on the standings? 23rd.
Oh,
no!
He's in a shape.
Oh, man.
Go to 24!
Oh, no, Schumann.
Oh, does he stay off the inside wall? I think he might have made contact a little bit, but out of the groove. Actually, it looks, he has a little damage there to the left front, but again, loses a bunch of track position. Is now back up front.
To give you a rundown here, Tate Lytle was really working on Kean, but he got the wall a little bit, and that allowed Gerald to slip right under him. And up to that point, now you see Damien and David and Dylan have worked their way up to this group here, and it's starting to get a little tighter now.
Yeah, it's it looks like those Damian and David are trying to catch the
There's a
pack here. We'll
replay.
take another look at the incident that just happened. And man, good job for most of that field to get through. But Schumann, I think right when,
a little bit of
contact. And again, Schumann doing a very good job staying off of Kynan Jones. But unfortunately,
Oh yeah, he stayed
and
off
good
the
job
wall.
back- He did
All
stay
right.
off the wall. So that contact must have been from the net code, I think, or something. He had
I
some
mean, well,
contact
you say
damage on
netcode, but
beforehand.
there would have been contact regardless.
Yeah, they're more than likely would have been contact there. I do agree with that. Back up front, that lead kind of hovering around that 0.3 of a second mark between Rally and Campbell right now. Here's 16 laps in, still before halfway, trying to chase it down for Jared Campbell, but can he maintain the tires? And here again, Rally can kind of play it a little bit here, kind of play with that gap as well. That gap is closing up pretty good now, down to 0.2 of a second.
Real curious to see how this plays out because he and Tate were on top of each other. And Gerald got close not by having to pick up the pace, but by them nearly coming together a couple times. I'm wondering if Gerald's got more tire right now and if he's just toying with him.
Yeah, we're finding out that especially probably within, probably get past halfway of the stage, probably in a few laps, we might be able to see the comers and goers of who kind of conserved and saved their tires well enough. Look back here through the field, Austin Beers in that 10th position in a battle with Dustin Dewar. It looks like Osborne have trouble. It seemed like he just fell off the timing screen there. I don't know if he had some issues. And then you see Johnny Eckert trying to work his way back up through the field after pitting that last time. He was back in 23rd, now up to 16th. Moving
Osborne's
around
gone.
Robert Hill and Monticelli.
Excuse me, Eckert pit under that first caution?
I believe he did because he was.
Interesting. No, you're right. He was up there towards the front, and if he fell to 23rd, I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious
The
what happened.
first driver.
Oh!
Oh!
Caution is out. Thomas Capuano involved. The 17 of that's Tarble there in the 17. I apologize. 72 was Lineman earlier. The 17's Tarble. I got jumbled up. So Tarble, maybe I predicted his future. Unfortunately, getting involved in this wreck. And just tight coming on to turn 2, treacherous corner, and as the 5 of Cody McLean getting in the wall, getting down into Tarble.
Oh my goodness.
Or getting into Capuano. Tarble getting into kind of Jones, kind of a chain reaction there. And the Wally Racing Ford of James Watson able to stay out of the mayhem ahead of him.
Everyone going down pit road right now currently.
So everyone coming down, getting their pit service done.
We've had some drama unfold on pit road here. Gerald Campbell coming into pit road ran straight into the back of Kean, and there's some pretty significant damage on the nose of that 10 car.
Ooh, and it looks like he overshot his pit box as well. See, ooh, that looks like maybe enough where he'd have to get some of that fixed, you'd think, or I guess we kind of want what you brung, but. And now I think, Matthew, we're gonna have probably just gonna have a little bit, probably under halfway left to go in this sprint dash here, so it's gonna be really much of a
Here's
sprint
a replay.
dash.
Yeah, wow.
Ooh,
He
that
was flying in.
And was there a little bit of rear end damage on the 29? It looks like maybe
sure.
a little bit of spoiler damage as well. Not too bad, but. Kyan staying up front in the first position. Damian Laniger takes over second. Campbell probably didn't get too much of that damage fixed. He came out in third. And the name we haven't brought out too much, Indalcato, in that 7.
I'm going to say he's really been biding his time. Hasn't really made a huge move towards the front. But hey, like you said, with this short little run to the end coming, you could see something out of him, or even Dylan Thomas, by the way, who's cracked the top 5 for the first time today.
Yeah, that's good pit stops for them to get up in the top 5. Even now, Dave Carpenter in the 71. works his way up into the top 10. And I hear you have a little interesting tidbit there for this
We do,
driver of the
yes.
71.
We do have a little interesting something for Dave Carpenter while we're under caution. He actually just recently flew back from California driving the 24 Hours of Lemons in Sonoma. And unbeknownst to me, I did not know that the team he races for here in OSCA, the Three Pedal Mafia, is the team that he races for in real life in those cars. And as is the race number, he drives the 71 in real life. It was an interesting, yep, there it is on the screen right there. You see the banner and everything. I was asking everybody questions about tonight, and somehow this got brought up. And you never know what you find when you go digging around.
Yeah, I think I always kind of heard of the 24 hours of lemons. I believe there's a spending limit that you have on these cars that if you go
500?
over, I think it's around, yeah, I think you're right, 500. And if you
Wow.
go over, they give you like time penalties. They'll still let you run, but they'll maybe hold you in the pits for longer if you spend over $500. It's just kind of all for fun, and you get get to take a cheap car out there and kind of have a little fun out there. And if you ever look it up, you look it up on like YouTube, stuff like that, you can learn more about it. It's very interesting. It's kind of cool to know that Carpenter ran in it, and even had as you kind of could tell off of that picture. If you remember back in seasons 1 and 2 in the truck series, Carpenter ran a similarly painted truck, so it's kind of cool to see the real life car in action there in that picture. And yeah, maybe we'll get to interview him and see how he did currently in that 8th position here on the restart. This rally, we'll see how he does with that little bit of damage to the back end. We'll see how Campbell does right behind him, starting in 3rd. And Damien once again starting on that outside, just the same front row we had to start the race. We'll see how these last 18 laps will fold out as the pace truck dives onto pit road. Will lead him to the green flag here. As the
Great
green
jump.
flag, yeah, he got a good jump there. Green flag out. A good jump. Everyone's trying to file. Oh, caution! Now here out right away.
It might have been DJ Weeks. Could not tell.
There's the 54. That is Rashid Coles. See him sideways trying to get back corrected. So I'll have to take a peek and see what happened here on the 3-wide TV replay.
Was it that far back? Wow.
Ooh, it looks like DJ Weeks spun his tires.
It was
in front
unrelated.
Wow, there were
yeah.
3 separate incidents.
Thornquist, yeah, he was back there after a great run in practice back in 29th after on that restart, kind of back in the pack there. Curious to see what happened maybe to him to get him back there. The Barney deflected, was holding that flag in the way. And 2 separate incidents. Ooh. I don't know if Dewar got lucky and net coated through DJ Weeks, but maybe a little bit of front end damage to the 32 as well. You see Coles currently scored 27th right now. Seen him getting sideways on this restart as well.
Oh man.
Ooh, was that a net code hit there, or kind of one of those? It might have hit. It looked like Thornquist was going, and maybe Cole spun his tires a little bit.
Unfortunately, this looks like a classic case of too much beans on the restart.
Too much beans.
Oh, too much. Oh no. Does that mean, do we have to see it, Carlos? Maybe
You
not.
want to?
What do we have to see?
I think we have to do it.
I'm not in on the joke. I have no idea what you're.
Oh
Yeah. That okay. Yeah. Overflowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he worked so hard. I've still yet to try that recipe, Carlos, from Peacock TV, which he was gracious enough to tweet me the image of it, so at least I have it now forever. I did save that image, and I'm gonna try it someday and see what happens.
Nice.
As a fun fact, and it's either in their like policy or their terms and conditions of Peacock, the recipe's actually in there.
Yeah, that's
oh, okay, that's the picture. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Uh-oh.
Yep. Guilty
Hey,
as charged.
and
That's
how about this? You know,
hate to break
it's
it to
been a
you,
while since.
Matthew. That's exactly what we were just talking about.
Oh boy.
But hey, at least we see that image. It's been a while since me and Carlos talked about baseball here on an
It's
OSCA
coming
base,
back.
but happy to see that spring training's back. So that's kind of
How
good
about
to
all these
see.
new players and new places?
Yeah, there's been a lot of moves. It was hard for me to keep up with it, and I know the Brewers weren't making a lot of moves. So that's probably more what I was paying attention to. But yeah, a lot of names being moved to the. You got to wonder. It seemed like didn't they take like almost a day, and then all of a sudden all the signings happened?
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to quote unquote tamper, which
Everybody thought that like as soon like the night where the where the new CBD was finalized that all the trades and things would happen, but no, it actually took whole 24 hours, and then
yeah,
it went crazy.
yeah. They're like, oh no, yeah, we just figured it out in the past, hammered it out in 24 hours.
Well, I wish
But
I had something to contribute to the baseball talk. I've got a few friends who
but
are some disgruntled Yankees fans right now, but that's all I
yeah,
can say. I don't really know
I know
anything
a
about
couple
that.
Braves fans that aren't too happy right now.
did they just trade Freeman? Is that what it was?
They didn't trade him. They didn't
Or they did
resign
trade
him.
I didn't resign him. That's what it was.
Gone to the
I heard
Dodgers
some
now.
grumblings about. Oh, he went to the Dodgers. Okay. Oh man.
And I think Rizzo resigned with the Yankees.
Oh, I heard he was potentially going back to the Cubs, but
Nope, that's not happening.
nope, not happening. But we are on the one to go. About a half a lap till we go back to green. We'll have another attempt at a short dash here to end the sprint dash. Kind of rally. Going to be leading the way. He's held the point so far pretty well, but we'll see how that damage holds up once we get up to speed. We do see Indelcado get up into that third position, so he'll be starting right behind his teammate. We'll see how they time this restart out. See what Damian and Campbell have.
Damian spins him there. He gets out of shape.
He spins him bad. It's going to fan out. Kyan gets a good start down into turn one. Need to take a big lead, almost a half a second over Indelcado, who moves into second place. So now you have your team, the Shift Esports, 1-2.
Yeah, I don't like this.
But I'm sure what people don't like too. Oh, coming out of the corner there, side by side, they do figure it out. Campbell and Leininger figured it out, and right now it looks like Thomas just sitting back there, waiting to see if either Gerald or Damian screw up, and he's gonna pounce on it. Oh, it disappeared there for a second. Then you got Westergreen in 6th. Yeah, field kind of spread out there relatively quickly, and you got to wonder the big lead that those two Shift Esports Fords have taken. Are they going to burn up their tires? It's only 12 or 11 laps to go now, but here at Darlington, yeah, there's plenty of time to burn them.
Definitely time to burn him. It just depends on how hard Damian does not go. Or Dylan Thomas. I will speak to Dylan Thomas. Usually when people think of title heavyweights, at this point, you probably think of Johnny Eckert or Tate Lytle. It's Dylan Thomas with the second most top 10s in the league, and that's only one less than Johnny Eckert. I think he's reached victory lane once at this point, but I'd definitely like to keep an eye on Dylan Thomas.
And he's a guy who can be sneaky and kind of just go, in incognito mode almost, and end up in the top 10 or top 5, or even getting into victory lane, as you stated. A guy who races dirt in real life, just kind of can keep that equipment, run it nice and smooth, keep the equipment under him, and be a guy to save the tires. But we'll see if that could pay off here in just a short amount of time here now with 9 laps to go. And it looks like those two Shift Esport Fords able to still hold that pretty comfortable lead over Damian. And Now I gotta wonder, you know, Indicado, who's not out here for points, so I guess either rally isn't either at this point. How hard are these teammates gonna race each other if they do? You know, if Indicado closes
Oh,
that gap. Ooh,
What happened?
in the
I believe
wall.
it was.
Damon Landing here.
That was.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was 80. Yeah, I thought maybe it was Campbell or if
Oh,
it was
he's back in
Damian.
the wall. No, Gerald got the wall there.
Yeah. So they're trading scrapes with the wall. They're running
Oh,
hard.
Oh,
Ooh.
Thomas cut him a break there.
Oh man, and then Westergreen almost getting in the back of Thomas as well. So things from third on back getting interesting here in the closing laps, and that's probably exactly what Raleigh and Indicado want to see.
Oh yeah, barring anything exciting happening between them right now, it's looking like a 2-horse race. 2.5 seconds back to this little group here.
more like a 2-pony race. Get it?
Oh yeah. You are correct though.
I see it. I see what you did there, and I like it.
Where is it?
That was
Here
good.
we go. I'm a
Hey-o.
comedian.
Hey, 10 out of 10.
If I could crank it up to 11, I would.
It's about to be an 11 out of 10
Oh.
battle.
Oh, that could have changed
Oh,
changed the
boy.
scenario quickly, but off track Cody McLean trying to get it straightened out and get back going. Now with about 5.5 laps to go here, it's pretty good 135, and so far it's going pretty good for Conor Raleigh, who's led every lap so far here tonight in the sprint dash.
It's aight.
It's aight.
It's aight.
It's aight.
I'll say that
But
gap continues to shrink.
Yeah, and that's where it's only all right where it's not great because that gap is shrinking. You see the Mohawk Foundation. Shout out to them.
What I'm seeing is that Delicado's got a lot more bite off the corner there. He can really put the power down better, especially off of turn 2. That's where he's making up a lot of his time.
Now, yeah, we'll check the battle also on the 3Y TV multi-cam. Tate Lytle working on David Westergreen for that 6th position. As you see on the bottom, that battle for the lead here in the closing laps. Shrinking, but does he have enough to get by him? It's especially at Darlington, you know.
Caution!
Oh, caution is out!
Oh no!
And that, as they say, changes everything. Now
That's
with,
gonna make this one fun.
yeah, green, white, checkered. So now I think this is the ultimate sprint dash we're gonna have here in a green, white, checkered situation. Let's see what happened. I think DJ Weeks may be involved again. Oh,
Nothing he can do.
Jordan got loose down into DJ Weeks. Unfortunately, gets to the wall. Tries to tow it right away, which I think saved a lot of the guys maybe coming at him. And oh, just slight contact. Doesn't take much, especially coming out of these corners. As you were saying, that car gets light, and Osborne just barely able to get by as well.
I'll say this much, the pit call is going to be easy, and maybe I'm going to use some outside knowledge here, but being a teammate of Nick in other leagues, he's lost a couple of races these last few weeks by pitting late in the race, because I can tell you 100% that 7 car's staying out.
My hand went down pit road.
Oh, yeah, my hand down pit. So now I thought maybe more takers here, especially here at Darlington.
You don't want to end up looking like a chump.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but wow. So yeah, basically I think everyone in the top 10. So I didn't see where my hand was running before the pit stop started.
P16. And I
So
think his deal is as comfortably in 7th in points as he is right now. Maybe he's looking to take a little bit of a risk.
Yes, indeed. I thought maybe we'd see one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't situations of some of these leaders pitting, but as you said, the top 16 staying out, or top 15 staying out. So some of those guys in the back trying to see what they can get, maybe try to get in a transfer spot, which at that point I think is going to be a lot of cars to pass here in that short amount of time. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially as we've seen before on these past almost every restart so far in this sprint dash, that wheel spin could be a big factor here as well.
I was actually about to get right on that. Yeah, the wheel spin, it's been a thing on fresh tires, and now we've got some laps on these things. So even you've seen guys at the front. You saw on the last restart, Damian Leininger restarted second, and he got way bent out of shape. So uh, I mean the 7 and 29 have looked pretty sporty up to this point, but I'd give the race to anybody in the top 5 or 6 at this moment because you don't know who's going to spin the tires and cause that big stack up, and you don't know who's going to get caught behind it.
Yeah, indeed. And you know, as we've seen too before that, you know, a little bit longer run. I don't know if it was maybe the damage on Kinan's car that maybe slowed him up a little bit, but I guess the good news for him, if there is any sort of damage that might be affecting the car, you know, we've seen him get out to that pretty good lead on that last restart. So if he can do that again, you know, he only has to go, you know, go through a green-white checker. That should be a pretty a good thing if in fact that damage is affecting his car at any bit.
Could be, and you saw when Delicato closed up to him fairly quickly, but once he got there, he definitely stalled out, and some of that might have been patience, but especially when it's for the lead and there's not much of a gap between the current top 2 cars in the field, it is very, very difficult to make a clean pass here. In that short amount of time, he only has 2 laps, realistically maybe a lap and a half. You never know.
Yeah, and you know that's what I was gonna say right before the caution came out. I believe it was I don't know if it was Mike Joy or Darrell Waltrip that kind of always said it's one thing to catch him, it's a whole nother thing to pass him.
Absolutely.
And that could certainly play out here as we are 1 lap to go to green in the sprint dash of the It's Pretty Good 135 here at Darlington. Round number 7 for the OSCA Xfinity Series. And then, of course, the top 10 will invert. Currently sitting in that position is Mr. Food Review, Dylan Gooden, sitting in that 10th spot.
That would be fitting. I'd like to see the the guy sponsoring the race on pole for the second half.
Yeah, it's rigged. But again, on this restart, a lot can happen. We're about to find out how this plays out in just a little bit as the pace truck's going to get ready to dive onto pit road. As you see right about now. And Rally will lead him back to the green flag.
Well, he goes early.
Oh, he wanted to get that good jump, and he did. He hit the gas about as early as he can. Looks like it was timed up pretty well between the 2 teammates. And I think just as we've seen on the last restart, those 2 shift
Oh, Westergreen's on the wall.
Ooh, he's falling back into the 8th position. Oh, he's in a tough spot coming out of turn 2 besides Johnny Eckert. And, ooh, he had to scrub a lot of speed and try not to get back down into the 90. He's going to fall into the 9th position. Tough break for Westergreen after being near
Spinning
the
in the
top
midfield,
5.
things around.
Caution!
Oh, right. Oh, man, there was some and there goes Food Review.
That is not pretty good. Not pretty good.
Not pretty good at all. That's pretty bad there for the 75. And it was right before, I think they're about to take the white flag. That was close.
This may not shock you, but that all started with David Westergreen in that tough spot he was in. That was a chain reaction from almost going into turn 3.
Yeah, it looked like an accordion in the field, and unfortunately, ooh, Isabella getting it in making contact. I believe that DJ Week still running as well. It got involved. Oh no, that was Peeler in the 07, losing the front end. And man, oh man, and there's on the radio here, kind of listening. There's tempers flaring here, you know, with the unfortunate caution here right at the end of the stage, right before Rally was going to see that white flag. It could have secured the Shift Esports a victory here in the sprint dash. But Matthew, you know, you got to wonder if you're going to kind of time it a little bit differently after one restart. You kind of went right. It almost seemed like he went right as the pace truck dove onto pit road, which is kind of when you can start going here on iRacing. But maybe now, after doing that card's kind of dealt, and maybe these guys like Damian and Gerald can time that out a little bit better. So if you're him, do you kind of pull a different strategy here in the next restart?
The biggest thing for me is the number one tool he has is his teammate right there. If he wants to go early or if he wants to go late, the only other guy that knows is more than likely his teammate. But to answer your question, it's hard to say on that, really. The big thing about going late, though, is you've really got to commit to it, because if you do go, it's complicated. If you do choose to go late, but you don't go as late as you can, someone's going to time it right, and it might come back to bite you. So you've got to pick.
Yeah, you got to pick. You got to pick. Hopefully, picks it right here, as now we have another attempt here at the green-white checkered, and we've already seen the top 10 just kind of jumble up into from that last run. Oh, I think Damien is down pit road right now, or nope, that was a scoring error. Never mind. That's
Okay.
Sorry. Yep, my bad. I just
Okay.
saw him dropping spots on the timing screen. But Johnny Eckert has worked his way back up into the top 10 after starting around the 8th, 9th position, I believe. See, he's gained a couple spots, so it kind of, as always, Johnny always finds his way up into a good points-paying day. And maybe if he wants to finally break into victory lane, as he currently sits, he'd be starting in the 3rd position in the long haul.
A long haul. I mean, if we keep having cautions, this might be a longer haul. You never. I certainly
Yeah.
hope it doesn't drag out that long, but hey.
Yeah, it's the script could very well be flipped here tonight, and again, I don't believe we've seen too many cars come down pit road this time, so it's another restart on old tires, and it did look like for the most part a lot of these drivers got through the gears pretty smooth without spinning the tires. It almost seemed like they got through it a little bit better than they did on the newer tires.
They were being careful, very, very careful. At this point in the race, you do not want to destroy all of your work to be there at the front just because you hit the gas a little bit too hard.
Certainly, and hopefully that doesn't happen here on this next attempt, as we are 1 to go to green, and another attempt at a green-white checkered, following our 5th caution here of the sprint dash. And kind of rally again, leading every lap here so far. But he has a teammate alongside who also is out here to win the race as well. Not in it for points. We'll see how these boys handle it. Again, on another restart, pace truck is off. Kind of with another good jump. Looked like he timed that pretty well with teammate Delcato, but it looks like the rest of the field behind him got a little bit better restart than last time. They're within Puncher's chance to maybe make a move, but actually now looks like those 2 Shift Esport Fords are pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, it's not going to be a very friendly battle to the end here. They're going to want to finish 1-2, but Nick is all over him.
Yeah, it looks like almost contact going into turn 3, and he is right on that back bumper.
Caution!
And the caution is out right before they get the white flag. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Some of the heavy hitters here. Dylan Thomas.
David Westergreen, too.
Westergreen's good night goes bad. And again, they had to be both times within feet of getting to that white flag. As you see, a lot of this wreck ending right by the finish line. Wow.
My telemetry shows the white flag first, then the yellow flag, but iRacing doesn't see it that way.
Oh, that is tight.
Well, I mean, the white flag was displayed, but they never actually crossed the line, so.
Oh, they didn't cross through, they didn't wave it yet. Yeah, just before, you see how close that was. You see the line there in the middle of your screen. Westergreen, heavy damage. Looked like a pretty sporty night for him in the sprint dash here. Turned ugly here pretty quick.
Even on the last restart, he got knocked around a couple of times, and he was the ball in the game of ping pong these last 2 restarts. That's really unfortunate because he was running really well all night.
Oh, look at that. Well, Barney, his transition from yellow to white flag, a little delayed, but you see how close that was from when probably the caution came out. You seen Carlos have it up there, and man, so close. How frustrating that's got to be for Raleigh, who had Delcato right on that back bumper. So he's probably hoping, like, please let me take that white so I can ensure that victory. And for Indel County, he's got to be sighing maybe a breath of relief that they didn't cross that line.
To be honest, I don't know if I've ever
Oh.
seen a league race end this way.
This has been pretty wild. Look how I've never seen it like that close. I mean, that is close. That's within like yards, feet of the start finish line, and man, has to be frustrating for kind of Rally again, who's led every lap, but can he lead the last one? You have to find out. See, Westergreen's still moving after heavy contact with that wall. Good to see him at least trying to salvage something here to end the half out.
He may not be fighting for the win, but I do want to point out somebody that is loving this right now, and that is Dallas Myhand. He pitted from 16th to get those 4 tires, and because of all the accidents and restarts he's getting, he's actually back to 16th.
So he worked his way back up there, and hopefully gets a clean restart this go around, and maybe work his way up close into the top 15. As man,
somebody is asking about how close are we to the time limit. So the first half, aka the sprint dash marathon, scheduled for 41 laps, has been timed for 43 minutes. We're currently at minute 40 with 26 seconds.
About
So realistically, they have one more attempt at this.
We have 1 restart.
So this is gonna be the final kablamo here in the sprint dash, and boy, oh man, with that timer on there as well, I gotta wonder how aggressive we see this happening. I believe we ran into this at Iowa. I believe earlier on in the year we ran into a time situation. So once again, that could come into play. We're about to find out as we are 1 to go to green. And what are your predictions here on this restart, Matthew?
You know, as much as I want it to be fun and exciting at this point, you were talking about how you played that hand going early the first time, right? And then the second time, I feel like after that it's a bit of a reset. We've had 2 restarts now. There's not an opposite end you can go to. I really do think that the 29 and the 7 are just going to get out to a big jump, to be honest with you. But if we have a battle, it'll be a heck of a battle between those 2.
Yeah, I'm sure they have it worked out here. It's almost like a game of paper, rock, scissors now at this point of what they can do.
Paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that analogy
rock,
came out of
paper,
nowhere.
scissors.
Oh, okay.
He went early.
And he did go early and gonna get a great jump in that 29, getting in front of teammate Indelcato. But does Indelcato have anything for Rally here in the closing laps, or will we see another caution and potentially the race?
They're trying to. We got Beers and Campbell on the wall. Everybody's going around them.
See if they make it through here. Oh, a couple cars. Oh, Monticelli, Campbell goes around.
Cars everywhere.
No caution.
That's it, caution
is out. And
That'll
I
be
see
the race.
Osborne involved. That should be the race, and kind of Rally is gonna win this race. Wow. It took a couple extra laps here. I believe. What lap are we on now? On lap
53.
53. So it took took almost an extra 12 laps to settle this, but it looks like kind of Rally will get the half win.
And
here,
it actually is a half.
Oh boy.
Yeah, now it is a half.
Now
yeah,
it is a true half.
true half, and yeah, as the timer right now is that
the timer
0,
has
so,
expired.
Yeah, timer is, the buzzer went off. Which, hey, March Madness. Speaking of, we haven't brought that up, but that's
There's like
again,
1% of brackets still good right now.
Yeah, I believe that. Probably after the first couple of games, but
After the first game, I think it was like an upset or something.
And you think of March Madness beginning. I think we have March Madness right here on the sprint dash here at Darlington. But congratulations to Rally.
No, it's not a sprint dash anymore.
Yeah, okay. The first half now we can officially call it. We have to XA on the name there. I believe didn't he get a half win at Daytona? I believe.
Yeah, I pushed him to that one.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
believe it's the second half win of the season. In Delgado coming home in second, Damian Leininger third, Tate Lytle fourth. How about Johnny Eckert worked
Got
his way
Back to
into
the
the top five? Wow, I mean, should you be surprised? How about Westergreen? You seen how battered and bruised that
I was
Ford
gonna
was
say something
in the top 10.
when he hit the gas on the restart, he didn't go anywhere. He had no engine left.
But hey, he kind of pulled the Kevin Harvick at Talladega. I believe that was back in like 2015, and hey, able to get a solid top 10 run and a good starting position here for half number 2. On how about Robert Hill Jr. Again, we were talking about him right during qualifying. That confidence, that swagger continues with another solid top 10 for him.
And he ran good all race and was able to stay out of trouble that last run, and he got himself a top 10. Chris Jordan, too. Look at that.
Yeah, usually I think I always have to talk about how much bad luck he has. Good to see him get in that top 10. Vincent Isabella, how about you seen him end up in 9th
Hey, guys.
after getting in a couple
Carlos?
instances as well? Carlos, yeah.
Don't tell me they're going to extend it.
I haven't seen a white flag yet.
Neither
I think
have I.
I don't know what's going on, but they crossed the line and the time and the I'm being shown two different like scoring amounts. It says 3 to
listen
go
to
here
us.
on what we're seeing, but it says 2 to go on sim racing apps. So I don't know what's going on. I think we're going to get another attempt. We're gonna see what happens when they cross the line.
Oh, we might have did the ultimate jinx. We might have jinxed the entire top 10. So I hear Vic talking to the field. Can't quite make out what I think they thought the race was going to end as well. They're not quite sure what the timing scoring.
I'm hearing some concerns about fuel from Austin Beers and Nick Monticelli about having to run the timeout here.
I'm being shown 1 to green, 2 to go.
1 to green, 2 to go. So this is going
Lights
to be
are off in the pace car.
A 1-lap dash, and they're single file yet.
They're single file. It says 1 to green, 2 to go on some racing apps, but with SDK, which is SDK, the program you guys are seeing, it says 3 to go. Actually, I can show you what I'm seeing. 1 lap to green. Actually, it doesn't give you guys the how many laps remaining.
Yeah, so the pace truck lights are off, so be curious to see what happens, or unless Vic is just going to have them kind of coast in position that they're running right now to cross the line once they do take the quote-unquote green flag. I wonder if that's what they are doing at the moment.
Currently on lap 56.
Oh, yep, I believe they said do not pass.
Yep, that's what it was.
Yep. So they're going to run this kind of a parade lap here for the entire field, as the green flag is out, but they're just going to run in position. But you're gonna wonder. I didn't quite hear the resolve if anyone does run out of gas, if people are close on fuel. Kind of interesting, maybe people not taking fuel there and some of their pit stops.
Here's the thing: I know that when iRacing runs at a time, they let them run one lap and then it'll immediately go checkered. You're not going to get a white flag in some cases. So even though it says 2 to go and both of my telemetry is correct, there we go. Yeah, see, checkered flag.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a 1 lap shootout.
That's the most interesting victory lap I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's something you only see during March Madness.
Oh, boy.
Now it is official. Kind of rally getting the win, and that was
It was a marathon.
Yeah, and Elmo brought the madness, burning the house down. And I believe you mentioned something before the broadcast about the 96, and it's curious to see where he finished there at the 11th position.
The 96. Yeah, right there. That is the
Also-
consistency right there.
also-
he doesn't have those top 10s, but what's up, Carlos?
I like to point out that first half was 58 laps.
Oh my goodness.
58 laps, and yeah, and our next half is going to be 59. So now we can
No,
end
58.
again, or
It's
58.
58. Wow.
So yeah, so we can officially call it a half, and actually having the half that was intended to be the shorter half could potentially be the longer half of the night. So that's
So that long haul thing, I'm sorry, we're
Oh,
not
so,
going to use it tonight.
yeah, not tonight. We
Well-
might have to put that.
I know you left
Pack
your
that
skid
away
marks
for-
here in
for
the
another
chair, but you're going to have to wipe them off.
Well, there's the chance.
Yeah, we still have reserved the rights to use it. We still trademarked it, so you still got that going for you.
Yeah, so
I mean-
you technically can't use it anywhere else. We claimed ownership to it.
If this second half ends the way the first one did, then it might still be the long haul. The longer haul.
The longer haul, yeah, you never know. As now, we transition to nighttime, and hopefully not a full moon out here tonight, and see how much that will change the handling of the cars. And with that loose setup that we've seen in the first half under the sun, are we expecting maybe the setup to get a little bit tighter here in half number 2?
It'll be faster, that's for sure. I mean, it might take a little bit longer to get those tires heated up with how much cooler the track is, but it is going to be faster for sure. It always is in these night halves. And I do want to point out, by the way, just while I have the floor here, that was a record for cautions in the first half with 7. And the last time we had 7 cautions in a half, all the way back season 2 New Hampshire in the second half with 7 cautions.
Oh wow! Oh wow! So we actually, with that, interesting. I hope we have a few more of those stats here too. By the way, before the night's over, we do have kind of rally. Whoop, I hit the wrong name there. We have him for an interview. We'll get him in here before the second half starts, and kind of it seemed to take a while, but you finally got here in victory lane. How does it feel?
It took long enough. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy I won and whatnot, but, you know, having to pace around for, God knows, 10 minutes kind of takes away from the allure of it a tiny bit. But, you know, I think I finished where I should have. We went out there and finished first and second, so it doesn't get a whole lot better than that, really.
So I'm figuring you're not this old, but I just want to let you know that Matthew was kind of like Ned Jarrett when Dale Jarrett won the Daytona 500.
Yeah,
93.
I don't think nah, man. I'm almost 13.
What?
Eh.
Man, you're making me feel old. I think I was only like 8 at that point, but yeah. So yeah, making me feel old, guys. But so anyway, how frustrating is it though that you were within? It seemed like feet within getting across the start finish line before that caution came out. That's really gotta.
I thought I was there. Personally, I thought I was looking out my right side window and seeing the flag man, but I don't know. You know, it's in a way, in a cosmic sort of way, I'm kind of happy we got another chance because I was definitely under fire there on that particular restart. But yeah, it's a shame it took so long to end, but I think I finished where I should have. If everything had gone the right way still, I think that would have been the same result.
So I gotta wonder how hard, you know, you and Indelcato being teammates, how hard would you ran each other? You guys really not out here for points, you're out here for checkered flags. How interesting would that have gotten if it stayed under green?
Hard as we could have without taking one another out.
Well, heck, you got another half to do it here, but before we send you back for half number 2, any shout-outs you want to give?
Well, I'd like to, you know, thank Seth and the guys for letting me come in and run a part-time schedule, because obviously, you know, things didn't work out with a full-time schedule. You hate it for the guys, but he put a good-looking car together in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes last night, I think. Gotta thank our big sponsor, the Mohawk Foundation, for coming on board all these race cars in some way, shape, or form. Given, you know, hopefully we're giving them a good platform, and I think we're gonna go out here and you're gonna see the exact same result in about half an hour or so, hopefully.
Oh, he's calling his shot, and we'll see if that pays off here. And kind of good luck in half number 2, and congratulations on the wild March Madness you had in half number 1.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. See you in a
Is
little
it
bit.
Kian or Kian?
It's Kian.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I wasn't going to say anything.
Thank you. I'm like, is he talking to Kynan Jones this whole time? It's not Kynan, it's Kian.
See,
No.
I keep messing up, dude. I told you if I don't mess up a name at least once a week, it's just not me.
This time it's the guy that led every lap.
He
Alright,
was
Johnny.
so
How many names?
excited. He was
We'll
so
take it back.
excited to confirm Kian. I'm like, is it Kynan or Kian? Kian!
Man, oh man. I tell you what. But now, half number 2, we do have Chris Jordan on the pole alongside Vincent Isabella. David Westergreen, how about that? Starting 4th. I mean, who would have guessed he would have got that top 10 run starting up front there?
It's a
And now
salvage job.
And then Robert Hill, again, we were talking about his luck quite a bit here throughout the night. Going to get that good track position to start off in the 3rd position. See what he can do. Austin Beers up in that 5th spot. Johnny Eckert in 6th. Then we see the rest of the field there on the left side of your screen. Leininger, Lytle, and Delgado and Raleigh. So gonna be going green here in half number 2. 58 laps scheduled. We'll see how long it takes to get them done here. As we got the night times the right time as we're about to take the green flag. Chris Jordan starts on the pole. Pace truck's down. They're gonna get on loud pedal here soon enough. Barney's got that flag in hand. He's waiting. Green, green, green. The flag is waved. Looks like, ooh, on the outside, this fella got a good jump. But yes, field stacking up on that inside line. Isabella shooting to the lead on that outside line. What a great start for the one car. But wondering, I don't know if the, ooh.
A lot of cars loose off 2 there.
Yeah, so, man, it's faster. Like they say, Days of Thunder,
Oh,
loose is fast on the
no.
edge. You're out of control, and oh man,
no, Monticelli.
Monticelli goes around.
Oh,
Gosh, ooh,
Leininger, what a save.
what a save. He's almost acting like he's driving a COT on Monday nights in the OSCA series, and we do have a caution. Caution is out. And it looks like a couple cars there involved. Is that kind of blurry there? Gonna see him
Tarboy
come around.
and Lineman, I
Tarboy?
think. I
Looks like
cannot
17.
confirm.
It did look Tarble, I think. Yep, and Lineman in the 72. Ooh, that setup. Ooh, it looks like she's still a little loose. And oh, Tarble nowhere to go. So I got those 2 drivers confused earlier. That was my other screw up, and now they get involved in an accident together. After Tarble gets loose in the middle, here 1 and 2. Oh, it overcorrects it right into Tarble. Unfortunate. It's classic, and you know, as how many times I've been in those situations. You tell yourself if you spin out, just crank the wheel left, just go to the infield, save your car. But it's almost like just your natural instincts take over, and you think you can save it, and it seems like. Generally, 9 times out of 10, that's not quite the case.
Sometimes you do save it and it looks really cool, but most of the time you do that and it's not cool at all.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I think when a guy like me golfs, 90% of the time I golf like crap, but that one time I have a good hole or a good shot, it's like, oh yeah, I can do this all the time.
Man, I'm so good.
Yeah, Tiger Woods ain't got nothing on me. But yep, that's how I walked him up to my ball. Do my Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, before he finishes 143.
Yeah, no, that's probably being generous at 143, to be honest. And actually, me and Dewar golfed on a simulator in which we golfed at, I can't remember. He remembers the course. It's a PGA course. And I believe they said generally it takes average golfers to golf 18 holes in about 90 minutes. It took us 3 hours to get it done. So, yeah. But I had those.
You're not PGA.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm sitting here
just took you
announcing
twice as long.
iRacing and not on the PGA Tour. Yeah, it took twice as long. Yeah, so and I'll tell you what, we got our money's worth. We got a lot of swings in, so joke's on them. Maybe.
Maybe.
But Vincent Isabella with that great restart. I was kind of wondering, maybe even the 4-car maybe spinning its tires a little bit on that restart, but good job of Isabella to take that lead. And I had a joke with him before the race. He's got the Stanley Stanley Tool. I believe that's an Elliott Sadler throwback to around the 2010 era.
What
But
a great.
I'm really liking those blue wheels he's rocking here.
Those
tonight.
are a mistake, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah, they are, but that's I was giving him a little. I was jabbing him a little bit before the race. I had to do it.
Speaking of throwbacks, I don't know, were you listening when Westergren was talking about the inspiration for his car?
Yes, it was about Allmendinger running that car. I believe that was the same year we're kind of questioning, 2010, when I believe him and Jimmy Johnson got together.
If you didn't know the lore, you'd think it was a St. Patrick's Day thing, but no, it was a violent accident. He saved this car specifically for this race.
Yeah, I believe that was even Jimmy Johnson said it was one of the hardest hits he's taken. I think
It was
Allmendinger
such a
lost his
random
brakes, came
hit
back-
too. He had no
Yeah, it
idea.
was- Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Johnson was not prepared for it at all. Probably Allmendinger.
Kind of hard to
either.
watch.
Yeah, it was bad. You got to check that out, folks at home on YouTube, if you check it out. But hey, the pace truck is off. Isabella's going to lead him to the green flag of the It's Pretty Good 135 half number
Oh.
2.
Oh, Chris Jordan struggling.
Yeah,
He was
he's
asleep at the
struggling on
wheel.
those restarts. Too much beans for the 4 car as the 1 of Isabella pulls
No,
away.
that's not enough beans.
That's not it. Well,
Not enough beans.
It
caution
looked more like
again.
Oh, Dylan Thomas.
shoot.
Oh man, ooh.
This one might be my fault.
Oh.
Oh, ooh,
That's
he's
too
still
much means.
sliding. Yeah, there you go. You got that wheel spin there. And the 96 of Tepe, and I believe, what scheme's Tepe running there? That's not his normal Menard scheme.
No, it is not. In memory of
Netcode.
Ooh,
Ah.
yeah. Oh, and the 05 getting involved in the wreck as well.
You know, I think there's a car in there I want to get an onboard
The
of, but I
06.
have no idea who it is.
Is that Kenton? The 06?
oh my goodness, did he? How hard did he hit anything?
That white car that's in between the
Or the-
96 and the 86.
No, he did. Okay.
The white
Who is
DJ?
that?
What? Talking about DJ? So what's the story behind this 96 scheme here?
I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I'm looking at the hood. It says in memory of Razor Ramon Scott Hall.
Oh yeah, he passed away
Oh!
recently.
Yeah, that's the wrestler dude, isn't it?
Oh, I see. There's razors all over the car. Yep,
Ah,
Razor Ramon.
Oh, the pro
I
air
was-
car! I missed it. Who is that?
the what's that? What are we looking for?
Full camera angle of something,
Oh,
perhaps.
Brett Jones getting
97.
involved.
Is DJ
Oh,
Weeks?
DJ Weeks.
Let's
See him
go
miss
on
it?
board with DJ Weeks.
Let's do it.
About to see something spectacular, I think.
I really hope so. I really hope it is. Cause that built it up.
He's building the hype up. Oh,
I am-
Pretty
he's
cool.
too far.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
No,
You
it's,
know,
it was pretty good, but I built it up way too much.
You did, but you got to think in the mindset of what DJ was thinking driving. He's just like, I'm hoping to see part. I'm hoping to see parts, and they did. And I can tell you, I've been in those situations too, and it's one of the most relieving feelings. And there again, Thomas tried
Wow.
to correct it after that slide. Actually did a pretty good job, but a scary moment coming back
Oh,
across the track.
whoa, Nelly.
And it actually looks like really limited damage on the 03.
I don't think he hit anything.
should-
Period.
He might have a. You see right by the a cowl.
I've already
flap
cut
right by
away.
the hood. Oh, you cut away there. So, he's got a little damage there, but overall, looks like the car is pretty solid. But now we do have the Sad Racing Teammates 1-2 and Beers Motorsports right now in the third position with the 19 of Austin Beers. And hey, how about Johnny Eckert in that top 5 already? Still on that winless drought here in the Xfinity Series. Can that change tonight? But we got Isabella, one of the hungriest guys I know to get a win, and him and Beers are the two guys that are pretty much all out every lap. They're they kind of remind me of maybe like a Tyler Reddick or Ross Chastain-esque, where they're going to give it 110% about every lap.
I'd say you're pretty spot on with that, 100%.
But it's always kind of a hard thing too to rein that in, especially a track here like Darlington, where that theme is just saving the right side, staying off of the wall or saving the tires, and that's where things can get ugly. But we were talking about Raleigh, who's back in the 7th position after starting 10th, so he's moving his way up and kind of calling his shot, thinking he's going to get up front again. Hopefully get a few more green flag laps and see if he can work his way up through the field. As Indelcato, who finished 2nd, currently running in that 5th position.
I'd be careful if I were in Delgado there. I've watching Chris Jordan these last couple starts here. He's been a little late to the draw here. I'm hoping he can get it right this time and not cause a stack up here, because I would like to see him do well too, but it's been a little bit scary here to start this one off.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get that restart time correctly as the pace truck's about to dive off. We'll take the green flag here on lap number 11 of 58. We have teammates once again on the front row. This time it's Sad Racing. Vincent Isabella up on the top line.
Ooh,
Gonna take the green.
he hit
Oh,
the
this time,
wall.
and so did Indelcato. Field's gonna spread out behind him, and we might have a 3 wide situation going into turn number 1, and certainly we do.
Ooh.
Wow, and they get through it. Indelcato trying to get around Jordan, and Jordan just struggling on those restarts so far tonight. And it looked like, I think, as we stated last restart, looked like maybe not enough beans there on the previous restart. This
That
one
was too
looked like way
much.
too much. Yeah.
That was too much. I'll give you too much this time for sure.
Yeah, I think next he's got to work on the happy medium, but he did make some heavy contact with the wall there. As now the kind of top 4 here break away.
Oh, right in the middle of the field. It's a pretty big stack up.
Oh, that's going to be McLean, Jones, Campbell's involved, Carlson. Oh, Robert Hill getting a little damage there as well.
After the wreck.
Yeah, it was well after the cautions out. Lineman's around again as well. I think Kenton in the 06 was down. I think it was the car that he made contact, Robert Hill made contact with. And there's the kind that I was talking about. That's the he's the reason why I messed up Kean's name. As unfortunately for him, the Land Shark gets a little contact from the 21.
Yeah, he got some help there.
And McLean nowhere to go, and neither did a lot of the field there behind him. Damian looks like he got a little bit of it. And Hill did
Robert Hill.
Yeah, did a good job of avoiding that wreck.
Kenton just not watching.
Yeah.
I mean, I get when there's cars everywhere, you're trying to look for yourself.
But yeah, unfortunate for the 05 and unfortunate for McLean here as well. Again, just nowhere to go. Ooh, Monticelli makes a little contact, it looked like, with the 5 machine. And yeah, that was kind of the Darlington version of the big one.
Yeah, we've had a lot of 2 or 3 car incidents. That was a pretty big stack up there.
Yeah, it's a lot of not so heavy damage, but yeah, some guys like Carlson, again, with that great qualifying run. Unfortunate not having the luck here tonight. And already had his rear bumper missing.
Yeah, that was an expensive one.
Yep, that was definitely indeed. There's, maybe some of those fenders are going to be sold virtual charity there. Dude, that's the next thing that's the next thing iRacing is going to get into.
Most of those cars are going to end up competing against this one in next year's.
A lot more entrants in the 24 Hours of Lemons.
You see that little bit of tape on the front end of that Toyota there, right on that headlight. I think they got to tape up the headlights or something. But
no, they removed the headlights. Are you kidding me? That's extra weight.
Really?
Well, yeah, but then I'm assuming they have to tape it up or something.
Yeah, the holes for aerodynamics.
Aerodynamics. I'm sure the other side didn't look like they have tape in, but I'm sure maybe the air filters on that side, more air intake.
You gotta imagine that's so much fun. All the cheap and inexpensive ways you've got to figure out to find performance.
Oh, that's got to be fun. Hold on. Did that thing have a spoiler on it?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
What do you
Wow,
think
it's
that's made of?
plexiglass. I don't know. I mean, you gotta keep it cheap.
I
Oh,
know I
yeah.
know for sure they've removed all the passenger door. Sorry, not the doors. The passenger chairs. They have to
Yep.
add a roll cage. I think that's a
I believe
requirement.
that's yeah. I believe. Do they have to have a 5-point harness as well, or 4-point harness, or something?
I think so. Yeah, I think those safety stuff, and I believe that's also that you have to factor in that within the price of what you're paying for, of the limit, I should say. And I'm sure they removed the AC, all the non-comfort things, just to
Yeah.
make it so that it's as light as possible.
I think there's a video. I think it might have been at Sonoma as well. That it was actually Travis Pastrana running an El Camino at the 24 hours of lemons,
How are
and
you gonna get an El Camino for under $500?
I think he got penalized for spending too much money, or it's Travis Pastrana. I'm sure they kind of gave leeway because I think you talk to the judges and you got to kind of lie. You do the old kind of like going to a drag strip or something like
Yeah,
that.
my
where
friend sold me this car for $1. That type of deal
Yeah,
that you do at the DMV.
Yeah. Again, if you watch there's a whole documentary thing I believe on YouTube that you can watch about it. It's pretty interesting, and I think they even have guys dress up as like the old like colonial or English versions of judges with the weird wigs, and you gotta state your case.
I think there's also an award for like the most decorative car or something, like the most unique
Yeah,
one.
I've heard people even like bribing judges too, to even if you did spend too much money, like people made the judges pie or give them slip them a little ching there. Oh yeah, oh no.
I
Nothing?
do want to say, may I interrupt? We might have our first bit of strategy developing. The field run is about nearly
Yeah, we
42
have a
laps, and there were some
Chris.
guys like Kean that came down pit road that might be able to go to the end from here if we go green, which it doesn't look like it. We're going green to the end.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe this is
Kyan.
the time to do it. And we'll
Kyan.
see. Kyan.
Ian.
Kyan's got the strategy down, and now
Oh,
Vince
no.
Isabella. Oh no! Caution out right away.
No caution. There might be though. Someone
no
smacked
caution.
up against the wall.
Oh, I thought I heard the caution. Oh, maybe yes. Up. I think that was McLean that was up in the wall. It's a bad night gone worse, and now in Delgado, right behind Vincent Isabella for the lead. These guys have had bad blood in the past. Let's see how this battle for the
Caution.
lead goes. And the caution is out.
Oh,
That
not
is
nice.
69.
Oh,
Oh.
what happened there?
Oh boy, McConnell was the one who spins, and I was talking just about I believe, a little bad blood between the 1 and the 7. I believe a couple weeks ago, might have been at Vegas. That might have. Oh man, there's drivers upset everywhere.
Listen, tempers are flaring.
Brett Jones getting that.
I want to get another look at that one.
Ew. Oh boy, so there's McLean.
Oh. Officials may want to have a word on that one.
Yeah, so now I think the driver chatter that's pretty heated, pretty animated at the moment. There's Matthew, I think there's definitely a case for having a radioactive after Darlington here tonight.
There's some funny things, and there are some very, very angry things being said right now.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah, it is interesting.
It was
And
OSCA. They used to have weekly radioactives, right?
We did, and I think that was Vic that took his time to edit them, and I just don't know if he wants to do that now. If we find somebody to do it, I'm sure they'd love to.
Yeah,
This one would take a long time.
This one would be a full-length feature to film the way things are going tonight. And
We're gonna
Brett
have to
Jones
use
maybe
the
was
bleep
not
sound
happy.
effects so much we're actually gonna have
yeah.
to pay for the use.
Oh yeah. So the 69 getting involved after contact with Brett Jones, and you gotta wonder. It looked like a little bit of contact. I don't know, Carlos. Can we go back and look and see what?
Oh,
happened
right, yeah, good
between
call.
the 7 and the 1? It doesn't look like there's too much damage to Delgado.
So caution's gonna be coming out here any second now. Caution's probably out by now.
Yeah. Just a little
That seems more
contact.
like a harmless incident. Like the 7 checked up,
Yeah.
probably faster than the 1 thought.
Yeah, it was a little bit after maybe the yellow came out, and one guy letting up a little bit sooner than the other. And Delgado did a great job though of saving it.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been words exchanged between the two drivers, and again, I think the same thing happened a couple weeks ago, I believe, at Vegas. And see if that boils over on this restart, or maybe Delgado's probably going to try to get a good enough jump.
I mean, what's yet to be seen is I don't know how that's going to affect him on this run. I can't imagine the tires are in the most pristine condition after what was a drift for about half that turn.
Yeah, that's again, as you stated earlier, it maybe takes a couple times to do it, but he was in that drift for quite a while, and it still made an excellent save because it was pointed about 90 degrees the wrong way there for a second. And yeah, that could be certainly something, if we do see a long green flag run, that could play an effect on this race here. And, ooh, hey, I see my horse in the race there since you guys got yours. Dustin Dewar in the 5th position, running a Dale Jarrett throwback.
He was pretty good in that first half too. He started 14th, finished 12th. He hasn't exactly been he hasn't really been much of a slouch this tonight.
Yeah, he's just kind of hanging in there, trying to keep clean. I believe he even got in a couple incidents last half, as it seemed like a lot of cars have here so far tonight. So far, keeping that car clean. I think that's going to be, again, the key to having a good run, as we are now 1 lap to go to green. And, Matthew, the madness here, it's half number 2 continues, and the way the driver chat was under the last caution, do we expect that to settle down here any?
I'm gonna say, I will say, just so we know, I don't think there was that much anger between these front few guys. I do know that some guys in the back, based on some restart drama, got really, really hot, and if there's anything that's going to boil over, it's going to be frustration from guys trying to work their way up the field. So, I mean, we've still got 40 laps to go here. There's a lot of time.
A lot of time to get the madness to ensue. We'll see how they can get through this restart.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, these two guys,
maybe they're a little chippier than I thought.
Maybe, as they are not giving each other any room on this restart. And Delgado gets a great jump, and he's going to take the lead. And Austin Beers now takes over the 3rd position over David Westergreen. And I think after that, maybe that little bit of contact, he wanted to get gone as best as he could. And what a great restart for the 7, as now it looks like Austin Beers going to take on that 2nd position as he goes around. And that 19 car as well, if you remember, I believe between Delgado and Beers,
they've got history.
They have a little bit of history as well, so we could see maybe a little bit more drama. Hopefully, I'm hyping this up a little bit more than what it's going to turn out to be.
You might be spot on. Austin Beers usually not very much in public, but over the driver's chat, he's usually quite vocal when he speaks to Nick or talks of him. They definitely don't have a very friendly relationship on the racetrack.
And again, as we stated earlier, the two guys in 2nd and 3rd give it 110% every lap, and maybe some drama could unfold here, but so far, Delgado holding on to the lead here on lap 24 of 58. Finally looks like these drivers getting into a rhythm, getting under the green flag. And how about Damian Leininger working his way up into the top 5 as well, after having some bad luck and some tires spin a little bit for half number 2.
Caution! 69.
Ooh, McConnell.
Patrick McConnell.
Yeah, after getting involved in that last incident, brings out another yellow here. Maybe his car not handling quite the best after getting that damage. And a frustrating night for sure for that 69 machine. Let's see what happened.
Oh, it's too much beans.
Too
much beans off the corner.
And especially, I think a lot of it is too is getting that too low of an exit on 2, because I've been almost in that position one too many times here at Darlington before. And then hitting that gas right there. Bad news. And gets into that
pit
inside wall.
stops.
Ooh, and we got pit stops coming up.
Oh, we
here.
got some guys staying out and some guys coming down.
Delgado staying out. So who came down pit road then?
What?
Wait.
Wait.
Is the scoring correct?
No, something's up with my scoring. It's showing. Wait, am I not live?
You might
I
not be
wasn't live.
Carlos.
I wasn't live.
They're just out. They're just
Okay.
getting in their boxes. We're good.
Okay. Whoo. Whoo.
Oh boy.
So Isabella stays out. He's going to hold on to the lead. David Westergreen second. Damian Leininger third. Dustin Dewar in fourth. So top four are the Depression Racing Network team. So maybe having a little bit of team strategy staying out. And how about this, that 1997 throwback of Nicholas Monticelli? He's going to hold on to the fifth spot right now. As you see Delgado beating Beers off pit road.
My hand, Timothy Conrad, David Carpenter also came for fuel and tires.
So again, and that's the thing. I don't know how many green flag laps we've had on these tires, but certainly not many. But it doesn't take a whole lot again at Darlington for those fresh tires to pay off. But maybe these guys are
Yeah.
Lady of Black just chewing them up. But I think these guys that stayed out for sure, maybe gambling on kind of the way the madness has been brought upon us tonight. Maybe thinking that trend will continue and holding off on coming to pit road. And I would say at a track like this, it's kind of hard to gauge because you don't want to do it too late.
How did Kian go a lap down?
I was actually waiting for a good time to say this. Part of the drama on that restart was a restart penalty. I believe Kian was, instead of checking up for something, somebody in front of him slowing up, he chose to go under them, and it was a pass and lane change before that line, and he did have to serve a penalty for it. That was part of the drama on the restart.
So did he get his lap back on this caution?
I don't believe so because he was
down.
Yes.
Currently on. Okay. So yeah, now that's going to hamper if he's going to try to pull the sweep here tonight, but still a long way to go. Just about halfway.
You look at the top five, it is a totally different top five, especially with some of the names like Tate Lytle, Gerald Campbell, Chad Thornquist out of the race, Kian Riley all the way in the back, Nick and Delgado pit. You still got some of the guys that were up there in the first half up there, but like Vincent Isabella, David Westergreen ran well, but now they've got control of this race here.
Yeah, things are changing. Monticelli getting that track position as well. Peeler. I think the only time we mentioned him tonight was in half number one when he got involved in a wreck.
Oh, didn't Monticelli spin to bring out the first caution? What a good comeback.
Oh, no, he didn't even bring out the caution.
He just spun.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it wasn't even a caution.
Yeah, so what a rally for the 27. And hopefully that good luck will continue. As he got that bad juju, I'm assuming, out of the way now for that 27.
Just about every single car up here seems to have some kind of damage, except for, well, you don't have to go too far back. Dylan Gooden and Johnny Eckert look fairly clean.
Yeah, I'll see if they can work their way up. Now, we haven't mentioned Outlaw Racing too much here tonight. Kind of running well, but not up in the top five. We'll see if they can work their way here as we're going to get the restart here on lap 29. The pace truck is off. Peeler!
No!
Man, Robert Hill.
Jordan Eckert.
Eckert's involved.
Delgado's involved. Roethlisberger's involved.
Carpenter, I believe, spinning there as well.
Ayers is spinning at the end of it.
Man, that took out.
Can't help but think that one was my fault.
Why would you say that, Carlos?
I was just talking about how good of a comeback at 27 was doing, and immediately he got turned.
Yeah, I thought the bad juju was gone. Unfortunately, no. Peeler. You've seen how tricky these cars can get, especially being up front. Oh man, that thing just snapped. Just straight into the wall, and oh man, Chris Jordan, after that good run. Peeler, Tarble, holes. A lot of cars involved in this one. And Robert Hill, again, who was having that good luck, ended up having a good solid run.
Luck ran
halfway along.
out. Ah,
Yeah.
you know, that wasn't so bad. I think he got out a little bit
Ooh.
better than some of these guys.
Yeah, he's missing a front bumper, but the way the attrition is setting up here for tonight, and I think we jinxed a lot of the field. You're talking about Johnny Eckert having a pretty clean car. Doesn't look like his car is damaged too bad, but man, oh man. But I guess including about 2/3 of the field in this wreck.
Whoa, that was a bit of a pop up for Carpenter there.
Yeah, he's wowing up. Didn't think he had to woe up quite that much. Ooh, there's actually some heavy damage to the back end of that 90 Chevy out. You can see out of the camera. And Delcado looks like he has a little bit of rear end damage as well. Like Dylan Gooden and Dylan Thomas getting by. Almost right in the storm there. Oh, Beers coming up the track, and Kent getting in there as well. Dallas Myhand, that Mohawk Foundation Ford getting involved as well.
Man, that was for Outlaw and Shift Esports. I think 3 of the 4 guys on those teams got significant damage. That was a bit of a destructive wreck.
Yeah, that was the that was the big one there. That we thought the last caution maybe was the expensive one. Maybe this could be where the dollar bills could be flying. McConnell couldn't get woed up, gets in the back end of somebody there. Didn't quite see who that was. That might have been Osborne in the 15, or Tarble. Sorry, Tarble in the 17. But
what a topsy-turvy night.
Yeah, it's all about being in those right positions, and right now, those guys are currently running the top 5.
Look.
That's my hand.
Oh, I got a bad image on my hand here.
Was that intentional?
Oh, okay, shut up. Oh, you got me.
I'm assuming he misses it, the whole thing just about. And then something happens right at the end. Oh, no.
Oh,
again. Well, it was Kenton and Beers getting together.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure it was the Vince McMahon swagger walk. He's like, yeah, I got through it, and right at the last second, Beers that's what he was thinking for the first half of that wreck he dodged.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah, he was feeling pretty good.
It was that, and then it went to well, to be fair, it wasn't his fault the beans got spilled, but
no.
You know what? Like this one's on me. This one's on me. I spilled the beans.
Yeah.
I'll blame you.
Oh, we do have a couple drivers here in the infield care center.
Oh, bring them up.
We'll bring them up. We do have Brent Jones, and he's in the infield care center. We hope he's okay. Brent, you got a copy?
Better not be on track.
Is he on track?
No, I'm just saying better not be.
Oh, he better not be. And he's got his mic muted at the moment, so
we're good. We're good now.
Might not be ready for talking. We'll put him back in the infield care
No,
center.
he said he's good. What are you on about? Just
we
put
are
him back.
green.
That's fine. He's not driving.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not driving.
That's right. I forgot he's not driving. Okay.
He's not driving. All right. So we got to get you unmuted here, Brent. We'll talk to you as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. As we conclude the 6th caution here of the night, here on lap number 32, coming to 33. What's that?
6.
He said thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 caution already. So this could break the half record here for cautions pretty quickly. As now it's going to be Dewar and Vincent up front on the front row. Isabella gets a good jump as the green flag comes out. He's going to take the lead, and side by side battling for that 2nd spot. It's going to be Dewar and Westergreen. Looks like Dewar's going to take that top spot. But as the field hopefully gets running green here, we're going to try Brent once again here. Brent, got a copy?
Yes, sir. Got everything functional now.
Something's going on here.
Oh,
there we go. Okay, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. Brent, hey, how's it going?
Seen better days, man. Seen better days.
So yeah, getting involved in a couple of cautions ago, it seemed like you had a pretty good run going. We seen you up in the top 10 here tonight. What's it like out there?
It's a war zone out there. Like, I just want to first of all apologize to Vic Bloom and Patrick McConnell out there. Like, my feelings are personal. My big competitors should have never escalated that far tonight.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, and we've seen that. Probably not the only one out there that's getting pretty heated. We and Matthew are trying to kind of listen in what we can here on the driver's chat, but it seems like tempers are kind of flaring all about from everyone. Oh, as we see Damien get a little loose there. Ooh, keep her rolling. But what's it like between the drivers at this point? It seems like we're maybe at Bristol or Martinsville, the way it's sounded.
Well, if you think give and take exists tonight, I don't think it's going to. It's a shame we had a top 10 run there in the first 19 laps of the first race, and I just let snowball so fast there.
Yeah, and it seems like things can turn from good to sour pretty quick. We've seen that with a couple drivers this this race so far in both halves. Ooh, we see some more contact with the wall. They're about to be wrecking here again. And I've heard some guys say too, this setup.
There we go.
We see Lineman go around.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh my goodness.
And here we go again. And oof, man, oh man. And how hard is that car here to drive tonight? I heard the setup was loose. Is that kind of the combination of just a kind of a little bit harder car to drive and just these close quarters, tempers flaring?
Yeah, it's just a product of that. I think the setup, honestly, in my opinion, isn't really that bad. I enjoy the B car here probably more than any other car on the service for that reason alone.
Yeah, and it's usually it's pretty fun. Doesn't seem like it was too bad as some setups we drove, aka yesterday, as crazy it was to handle at Nashville in the Elite Cup Series. But
I mean, at least I didn't fumble the bag 3 times after the last restart like tonight. I think I did way worse.
Pit stops.
Pit stops are coming. Isabella's going to be coming down pit road. So
Very interesting things happening here.
Yeah, I think Westergreen, Dylan Thomas, Dustin Dewar staying out. Indalcado, we've seen him involved in a wreck. But before we send you off, Brent, any shout-outs you want to give? And glad to see that you're okay from the Infield Care Center.
Yeah, just once again want to apologize to Vic and Patrick McConnell. That was way below par for my conduct, that usually exists. I'll take whatever punishment I get.
Well, yeah, hopefully nothing too bad comes out of it. Again, tempers flare, that happens, and hopefully we'll see you back out here in the OSCA competition soon. And also, I'll talk to you Sunday night.
It sounds good. I'll be back here as long as I don't have a job.
Wow. All right. That's pure honesty right there.
Hey.
God knows better to do with my life.
There you go. All right, Brent. Have a good night, man.
You too, Goody. See you Sunday.
Yep, see ya. That was Brent Drones, driver of the 89. And maybe playing the card there a little bit. So maybe that contact with the 69, maybe a little intentional. But again, just playing up so far, Matthew, with the full moon werewolves out here tonight.
Oh boy, I tell you, guys. I know you guys were watching the front of the field and all that. I've got on my monitor. I was watching some atrocious things happening further back in the pack on that restart. I want to say it was Kian or somebody else back there. When I say they went low, I mean like you see all those grooves on the racetrack all the way down through 1 and 2. They were maybe on that 5th or 6th seam on the bottom, just missing cars. It looked like Auto Club on that restart. It was something else.
Hey, Matthew.
Yeah, what's up?
It's Kyan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will say Kyan. For you, Michael.
See.
You call me Michael?
Well, he's saying it for me screwing it up, I believe. I don't know. You guys are picking on me, I think.
No, I am picking on.
No, I think it's Kian. I'm friends with him. Did you hear it wrong or did he say it wrong?
Wait, he said Kian, didn't he? Wait, I'm
pretty sure he said Kian.
I'm just joshing with you.
What's this guy's name?
I think Carlos is playing the both of us now.
Oh boy.
See, now tempers are flaring up here in the booth. It's me and Matthew versus Carlos right now.
Matthew and I are going to have a fist fight at the back of our closest Applebee's after this race.
Notice
was that?
anything about the top 2 cars in this race right now?
Hey, they're green.
They're green.
Yeah,
Wonder if that's a
and-
coincidence.
yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day, but generally, I think isn't it kind of the superstition between drivers that green's an unlucky color for a race car?
Yes.
Oh, well. Uh-oh. Have to see how this plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. You were talking before here, before we go green flag, as we got the one to go. Those guys going down that low, I believe, when Darlington was first built, this outside groove that is now the racing groove was actually intended to be the apron or the runoff. And where
Oh,
Yeah.
below the line actually used to be the racing groove.
kind of hurts my head. That's weird.
Yeah, it makes little sense, but
Well,
as the
they
cars
had
got
lines.
faster,
They had like lines to separate them.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I still couldn't imagine with just the guardrails back in those days at Darlington holding you in here, plus only having just a lap belt like you do in a passenger car, like in the back seat of a
And
passenger car.
no crumple zones.
Yeah, no crumple zones at
That's
all.
true.
Probably real glass in the windshield. That's when men were men. But
Not
we're
probably,
going
really.
back green flag racing. I'm sorry, not Isabella Westergreen, gonna lead them down. The other sad racing team member gonna lead them down to the green. Dustin Dewar and Dylan Thomas gonna battle it out for the second position. Give that to Thomas.
Oh
And now
no!
Delgado on the outside. Oh, another big one in the back.
No!
And again, quoting Darrell Waltrip once again, cautions breeding cautions, ensuing again here tonight. And I believe
There's gotta
now,
be
did we hit
something
that
in the
record?
moon.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh,
There's
that
a big
83
cheese
took
whiz.
a hard hit to the
What
wall.
happened?
Yeah, that was different.
I didn't know this happened.
Let's see.
I had no idea this was going on.
The 72 was going at Mach speed with the damage. And unfortunately, I believe that checked up all the drivers.
Is there anything left of the field?
Yeah, there is not many healthy cars running here at this point. Yeah, it just stacks up 3 wide in that small little racing groove. And man, oh man, Robert Hill getting involved in that wreck as well again.
I'm
See a
looking
lot
at
of
Dallas.
cars.
Trying to find
So,
that
I'm
one.
looking-
Here we go.
looking.
So
Not
here's
just Dallas,
here's
actually.
what happened.
Okay, yep. Did Lineman just did he stack up there? Is that what started it?
I believe
I'm not-
Lineman
no, it's just it was the restart. So remember, the 72 has heavy damage. So I'm
Heavy
assuming.
Oh yeah, I just
Yeah, and still on the lead lap, so when all those drivers went down pit road, they had to
Uh-huh.
restart behind him. 72 was doing the best he could to just stay up on the outside line, but unfortunately, it looks like with the pack of
yeah, not
hungry
enough
Beowulfs
room.
over there.
yeah, just tight quarters there here at Darlington. And it does look like I wasn't sure if Monticelli was still on track after
I forgot
getting
about
involved
him.
in his wreck.
OUT
Yeah,
out.
I thought he was on track. So I apologize, Nick. You've been waiting here for a minute, and so you look like you're up front. Hey, you gave that beautiful car a pretty beautiful run at times, but unfortunately, getting involved in a wreck, restarting in the top 10. Tell us about your night here a little bit.
Well, in the first half, they wrecked so much at the end of the race. We were told we could make it on gas, and I was knocking at the door of the top 10 there at the end. They kept wrecking, and I ran out of gas down the backstretch, and I got caught in that wreck. So I couldn't drive it back to pit lane to even get it going and try and run what was left of that car to the end, unfortunately. That was not very happy, but then that second half came around and I felt way better in pace even after that spin. It just tonight was not my night, and unfortunately this night marks my first 2 DNFs of the season.
Yeah, it seems like you might not be the only one. It seems like right now just a very few healthy cars out there, and we Carlos and Nick, or I'm sorry, Matthew, are trying to figure out if there's a full moon out there. At least at Darlington right now, virtually there's got to be a full moon. It seems like
there
pretty
was.
well.
There was. It was definitely the full moon was out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Before we send you off here, any shout-outs you want to give?
Well, of course, I'd like to thank my dad. He was still watching through the bit of a wreck fest. I'm still running the Ukraine banner. I'm gonna run it to every week until the end of the war. Hopefully that wraps up soon with Ukraine being okay. And I'd like to shout out Kyle tonight for, I know it wasn't exactly his night and it kind of went wrong for him right at the start of the first race, but that was his best qualifying performance I've ever seen out of him, and he's been doing good the last couple of weeks. Bathurst, got 2 top 10s. I think he definitely might even had race-winning speed tonight with how fast he was. So
Yeah, he's been definitely looking sporty. We even pointed that out at the beginning of the night. We are gonna get ready to go back. Yeah, I think it was. And but I gotta say, you got to bring that paint scheme back out here again. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a very beautiful car you ran out there.
The plan for it is to run. It was planned for it was to run this race in Rockingham. So
All right.
I might even run it more if I feel like it.
Hell
You gotta at
yeah.
least bring it back one more time. I'd love to see it. But thanks for joining us, Nick. Glad to see you're at least in somewhat good spirits, and hopefully you get him back next week at Chicago.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Chicago because it's a little bit more like Vegas, and we saw how good I was at Vegas. So
Yeah, had that good solid run there as we were back under green. But thanks for joining us, Nick, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
yes, sir. So, yeah.
See ya. And that was Nicholas Monticelli getting involved 2 DNFs, as you heard, as
I think we got
David
2 more.
Westergreen getting a great restart. Oh, Dewar's in the wall, able to hang on to it, but looks like a little
Hey,
bit
look
of
who's
damage.
third.
Hey, how?
How is back from the dead?
Yeah, wow. And again, that could have almost have been a blessing in disguise the way this race has played out. He might have been able to avoid a lot of the
I think
the
you're right.
scuffle.
I do know he's got a little bit of right front damage from that thing that happened with Indelicato. He got a piece of that, but I'm not sure. Westergreen, hey, I'm just going to say right now, I've got my whole page of all my notes and stuff. I wish I had said it at the beginning of the broadcast, but my dark horse pick tonight was David Westergreen.
I think it's
I don't
too
know
late.
how there's
It's
not a
too late
scratch on
now.
that race car. What's up?
It's too late for you to make that pick.
I know it's
Yeah,
too late
yeah.
now. It's way
Oh.
too late.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
just saying.
That was your dark horse.
Okay.
Yeah, huh?
Okay.
Matthew over here trying to
Okay.
cheat his way into everybody's hearts.
I've already won their hearts. It's okay. Oh, Thomas!
Oh, Thomas in the
Get me into
wall.
the wall.
And that's going to leave Raleigh to close up the gap. He's going to move up into the second place.
Ooh.
And curious that you brought that up too, Matthew, is that right when I joined to talk to...
Oh, the
Thomas
wall
is
again!
struggling.
Oh, yeah,
Really struggling with that car.
he's struggling to get that power down and exit, squirrely getting into the wall. Still able to hold on to the second spot in the meantime. But as I was saying, Westergreen, early on in the practice, he took a few laps. Oh, you see how sideways.
You can't get this. You can't get this thought out. He keeps drifting.
No, yeah, he's thinking he's still on dirt, but he took a few qualifying laps in practice, and he said he might have something for him tonight. And right now, with now 9 laps to go, Westergreen up front, currently leading Dylan Thomas, who, as we are still watching, struggling dirt track, and he's rip riding as if he's at Eldora.
You know, I gotta say, even though Westergreen, yeah, a lot of cars have wrecked, but before anything happened last race, Westergreen was firmly one of the top 5 cars in the last heat. It's just, or in the last half. It's just this time he's been able to put himself in the position to miss everything, and he can actually take advantage of being a fast car this time around.
And I believe he did not pit. Is that correct?
Our
Is he
race
one of the
leader
cars
has
that
not
pit
pit yet.
Yeah, he has not made a pit stop.
I'm
So it's
wondering.
Dustin
Yeah.
Dewar has also not gone that pit road. You know what? I can also just show you this.
Yeah, you got something for that, don't you?
You got the technology. You
There you
got
go.
the power. There you go.
I'm honestly
We're not
wondering if
cavemen.
throughout 8 cautions they've been able to save enough fuel.
And, yeah, with that many cautions, might be able to. And see Westergreen out 50 laps.
As I say that, by the way, that is the record for cautions.
So that is the record.
This is it.
So now I'm still kind of surprised as now,
Oh!
as much as we've seen Dylan struggling, he's closing that gap.
He is
7 to go, but
driving
he-
the wheels off that thing.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if that tire monster, who's gonna win, him or Dylan.
We also got a
And,
battle for fourth.
And how about this, Johnny Eckert? We've seen him involved in a couple wrecks here tonight, able to still hold on to that fourth position.
He might get out of here with double top fives.
Hey, I'm sure not quite the results he was looking for coming into tonight, but I think the way it played out, I'm thinking he might be happy after this one. He's now coming to 5 laps to go. Can Wester Green hold off? And you talk about those green cars, they've been able to stay 1-2.
Yeah, I'll say, I mean, yeah, actually, go ahead.
I was just about to say, for the 3 drivers that are waiting in the infield care center, if you guys are watching, unless there's a caution, we probably will not be getting to you tonight.
Yeah, I can tell you for sure, Seth is not gonna. Seth's just the team owner there. Don't worry about Seth.
He's just talking to the drivers after a frustrating night. Again, unfortunate. I think Robert Hill is one in the infield care centers now. Kian is trying to, or Kian did
on!
Did it again. Did it again. Oh, I spilled the beans.
It's okay. He's still saying bail.
Oh, no!
I don't believe it.
And Peeler goes around. We look like we're having a stretch of green flag laps.
A beautifully timed spilling of the chili of the beans.
I think I put the announcer's curse by not being able to speak correctly.
What do you do now?
Oh,
I think you stay out.
Oh, you gotta stay
you
out.
Almost laid your in your bed here that you gotta, or made your bed, gotta lay in it.
Can you try that again?
Western Green. Oh, here we go. What happened here?
In the wall.
Peeler in the wall. Oh man, and Hot
Shoe Schumann, unfortunate bystander.
Yeah. Unfortunate for that one. We do have Indelcado here also. We can get him up here quick.
Yeah, let's bring him up.
He's been waiting. We'll bring him up. And Nick, looked like you were pretty sporty out there tonight. Worked your way up into the lead at one point. And
what happened?
After that, yeah, what happened?
You know what? I pitted because we weren't going to make it on fuel, and I again played the chance of being back in the pack, and it bit me, and we had I don't think there's been more than 5 laps green in this whole race, and then I don't know if you guys caught it. Vincent and Isabella decided to at this point I'm just going to start throwing names out there. Him and Austin Beers are 2 children, and Vincent decided to wreck me coming off 4 after the yellow was already out. So it was just it was glorified derby cars out there.
Yeah, it seems like tempers are flying high here tonight. I was just saying right before you guys were running together, there was bad blood. I believe one of the first races you ran was at an Auto Club or Vegas. Couldn't quite remember.
Vegas, I think, with beers.
Vegas, yeah. And kind of wondering if that would have boiled over into this race, and I don't know if that was the contact there that was a little bit of payback or some of that bad blood boiling over, but certainly you're not the only 2 drivers out there tonight that are getting on the chip of their tempers redlining.
Yeah, no, I mean, me and Kian were obviously the best cars. We were in a league of our own. If you watch the end of the first race, it was we were gapping the field no matter what. Nobody could hold anything to us. So when Vincent, somebody like him gets to a good driver like me, they have to do everything they can to even be relevant. So it's at this point it's kind of just a joke, but it is what it is. All I know is me and Kian were the fastest by far, and we should have won both races.
Yeah, unfortunate tonight. Well, Kian still has a shot here running in third. You think your teammate can pull it off here?
Yeah, I know he's a little bit of damage just from my incident there near the end, but I know he's going to give him hell, and to be honest with you, I hope he throws it in there, and whatever happens, happens. At this point, another yellow is not going to hurt anybody. So.
Hey, there you go. Before we send you off, hopefully we'll see you back next week at Chicago. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure I'm going to be back next week. Is it Chicago or is it Montreal next week?
Let's see. I thought it looked Chicago, then Montreal.
All right,
okay,
both of them. Yeah, no, both of them great tracks for me, great tracks for our driver. So I'm going to go out there and look for a win again. I was hoping to keep the top 2 streak alive. Did it in the first race, second race. Just got caught up with the people in the back. But next 2 weeks, looking forward to it. Shift Esports, definitely going to go out and get a couple wins the next 2 weeks.
All right, calling his shot, and we'll see if he can get it done. But unfortunately for half number 2, didn't go quite your way. But best luck next week at Chicago.
Thank you.
You bet. That was a
And I
wicked
tell you,
avocado.
he was
Whew.
not pulling any punches.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
we
it was
got heat.
all out. We got heat. So let's see before
Oof.
we get one to go. We'll bring up
Spicy.
quickly. Yeah,
Yeah, that's he got his
spicy
chance in the
meatball.
booth and took advantage.
Yeah, he did take advantage. We'll bring the guy who had good luck. He even worked his way up into the top 10 in half number 1, but half number 2, the luck kind of ran out for you, Robert. Had a pretty good night going, but it's been pretty wild out there tonight.
It's definitely been wild. That's an understatement. Lots of tempers, it seems. Lots of crazy moves, but that's Darlington.
Yeah, it seemed like you were kind of the victim of circumstances in a lot of these incidents.
Yeah, I kind of put myself in some terrible spots, and I'm not gonna blame anybody. It happens, and we got caught up, and it's just unfortunately it impacts our points. But we'll have to battle back the rest of the season and try to work our way up.
And hey, the way you've been running, it shouldn't be too big of a problem. What's your outlook next week for Chicago?
Yeah, we definitely have to work hard to get our number 05, the Mohawk Foundation Mustang, a little bit quicker. Probably going to put in some extra practice laps to try to make up for this race here. Obviously, we got 8th in the first one, so that's exciting, but we got to do better. We have to be more consistent, and we'll see what we can do.
We'll see what you can do. Indeed, best of luck to you next week at Chicago. We do have the green flag back out. Thank you for joining us here, Robert, as we'll wind down
Contact for second.
Oh boy!
Oh no!
Oh, Rally! Oh, from Johnny Eckert, caution comes out again. Oh, and there's contact between Dewar and Osborne as the caution is out. And Osborne spins around. So, man, as the wild night just continues for these drivers as...
My goodness.
Wow, we'll take a look at what exactly happened here.
There's a stack up there. I can tell you, I could hear from Eckert, it was not intentional contact.
Yeah, I know that's not a move Johnny would do, and he's even kind of stated here before, and unfortunately getting in the back of Raleigh and sending him around. And man, oh man. Kean, again, just another shift esports. It seemed like the first half they had it all figured out, and this half just the luck just totally ran dry.
Yeah, I mean, in the first half, going into the race, I was like, I'm kind of thinking of the team points, how this is going. Okay, now I have no idea what's happening right now. There are so many of those guys in those top teams have had something go wrong tonight. I really have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, and it looked like a lot of this incident started out. Oh, Dewar gets into Osborne and Conrad. Oh, Dewar goes around as well. Wow, that was a nice spin and keep going for Dewar.
Wow, actually, we got some real life physics in play there.
Yeah.
Hold on,
That was interesting.
that was pretty good. Look at that. Wow.
That's
The
like a pull
32.
Hey,
Wow, the
we gotta
32
start.
absorbed all the momentum after that.
Yes, it did.
After 35 hit the wall, and the car in the middle went from getting all of it to pretty much having none. Kind of like those balls that are hanging
that's what I
from
was
rope.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are those called?
I forgot what they're called. Yeah, but you know.
That's gonna bug me. You guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah. See. All right.
See a lot
The
of
pink
deaths across
car-
America.
All right, right there. He's got momentum, and then the momentum ends because it's all been transferred to the 32. Got some iRacing's got some physics.
Yeah, and then look at the 32, able to save it like nothing happened.
Matthew, you said you wanted to look at somebody?
Oh yeah.
What? I don't.
So
I've got so many things. I don't know, man.
it's just been one
Matt,
of those
this
nights
is
here,
Matthew
man.
right now. He's just struggling. He's trying his best not
How
to
is
spill the beans.
how is Alex Kenton running in fifth? Whether
What
it's
is
his,
Hold on, what does his
Nothing
car look
against-
like?
nothing against Alex Kenton, but I'm pretty sure he's been
All right,
involved.
bring him
in
up,
about
bring him
4
up, let's talk
cautions,
to
and
him.
He's got it. He's got
His
it.
car
He's
looks
got
better
it
than I
fifth.
thought.
He's
Yeah,
got
he-
it fifth somehow.
He must have repaired his car quite a bit, but he has a little bit of that front end left. He has
Bring him up. Talk to him.
All right, there's more outlaw.
All
There's
right.
more modifieds. Oh, he's not in a Discord, unfortunately. We can't.
Oh.
I was gonna say there's more modifieds out here than actual race cars.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild here, as David Westergreen hoping to get his second career OSCA Series win. Can he hold off Dylan Thomas? Does Dylan Thomas have anything left? We've seen him kind of start that kind of chain reaction to bring out this last caution. But now Johnny Eckert has worked his way up to third.
I was gonna say Eckert, and don't look now. Vincent Isabella has also been pretty fast. Amidst all the other incidents, he's kind of fallen through the cracks here, but he's fourth. He is there. And oh yeah. Thank you, Carlos. But I was gonna say earlier, I just remembered we got to start thinking about time here.
Well, time's got to be a factor. Let's
I
see.
think we're good for right now. We are a minute away from 1 hour.
Okay,
and
what's our
they gave
limit?
this race over an hour. They gave this race 63 minutes. Oh, we got 4 minutes.
left.
We got 4 minutes left. This could be the last restart.
Yes, this could be it. So, as the wild night might end by the strike of midnight, as the timer might run out. Not actual midnight, but it might be midnight somewhere. But
Also, we've run more laps than the first half, so it is now the long haul.
So it is okay.
It's
now
officially the long haul.
All right. So let's see if they can get this finished under power here. As David Westergreen, again, going for win number 2. Dylan Thomas trying to get his second win of the season. You got Johnny Eckert and Vincent Isabella behind them, trying to get their first win of the season as well.
If a caution comes out, I believe they may get an attempt to do one green flag run before the checker gets thrown. But realistically, this is the last chance.
So this might be the last hurrah for everyone to
3
try
minutes
to
to
get
go now.
that victory. And Westergreen's going to lead the field. He's going to put the power down. He's going to cut up in
Restart
front.
by Dylan Thomas.
Good right on behind Westergreen. Here comes
Caution!
Eckert, and a caution is out. That could be it.
They wrecked each other for second too, but they saved it.
Well, then they didn't wreck each other
holds
then.
on to that spot.
Oh my! Contact after the flag.
Boy, oh boy. And this one might end up going to David Westergreen. As that might have been a saving grace because it looked like Johnny Eckert was on the move on this restart. He got the restart of his life. So Thomas got a pretty good one.
Oh, what just happened?
Not quite
Patrick's
sure.
been unfortunately a ping pong ball this race.
Robert got back out there, and again, just interviewed him not too long ago.
He finished his interview and said, "I'll hop back out there and see if I can." Oh, okay, maybe not.
Admins may want to have a word after this one.
Did it look intense? I looked away. Did it look intentional?
I'm not saying anything. It's not my job. I could maybe see it either way. Oh man.
Yeah, it was hard to say there, but yeah, the 69 again involved in another wreck, and unfortunately for him, so just a bad night. He's currently scored 16th, 1 lap down, and it's going to be curious to see if we do get another restart. Well, timing says 1 lap to go, so this might be it.
No. That's supposed to say 1 minute to go. I don't know why it's saying that.
1 minute.
I don't know why it's formatted like that. I should say. I apologize. Yeah, it says 3 to go here, but when I hit time, it says 1. So I'll leave it at 3.
We'll go ahead and update the intermediate track stat book.
Oh yeah, we have a new record.
11 cautions.
So this has got to be one of the outliers in the law of averages here.
I mean, like usually one half might be a wreck fest and the other one might not. We have 18 cautions between 2 halves tonight. I haven't been around since the dawn of this league, but I started here in season 2. I think this is the weekend record for cautions amongst the last 3 seasons.
And also, you have to understand this is not a showing of what the league is capable of.
No.
Every single league has a night like this.
This is that
something
night.
that happens. Yeah, once in a blue moon or something. Even the professionals, the Coke Series, they have races worse than this.
Oh, I can't remember the last one I watched was way worse than this. And you could be watching this thinking how bad it is. I've seen some pretty bad ones as
I
you
do
said.
believe I do believe the race is over. I don't think they're going to get another restart. I'm hearing some congratulations to David over the all teams chat here.
Yeah, time has officially expired. We are out of time. As a matter of fact, if I hit time here, it says 0. Time is over. Time doesn't exist in iRacing, and essentially, I guess technically in real life, time doesn't actually exist. It's man-made. Don't worry about that. So I think it's gonna be the same thing of what we got in the first half, where the field is pretty much frozen. I think they're gonna get a 1-lap shootout, but we're gonna be.
Like
I'm sure
just
the
keep their
drivers are gonna be
spots.
told, yeah, like do not pass, hold your spots. And with the congratulations and what we saw earlier in half 1 in terms of the caution procedure after time expired, more than likely David Westergreen has officially gotten this one.
So David Westergreen picking up career win number 2 in the OSCA series, winning, I believe, last season at Talladega. And he called his shot early on in practice here tonight.
Oh,
and
no, scratch that. Checkered flag's out.
There it is.
Checkered flag is out.
iRacing has decided, hey, it's such a today's a mood. Might as well prove Carlos wrong again.
Today's a mood. That's about it. And speaking of moods, we do have Kean in here again. We'll get a quick word with him before we get the top 3 in for interviews. And man, you thought you had your shot called, but man, oh man, it was a wild one out there.
Yeah, we got put in a bad spot because people struggle with the concept of getting down into turn 1 and not spinning out. That put us back in about 27th place, where I dodged the wreck on a restart and got penalized for it. So, what are you gonna do?
And, at one point when you got after that penalty, I think Matthew brought that up. You ended up working your way into third. That could have almost been a saving grace. It seemed like, where you might have been able to prevent you from getting in some of the incidents that were on track.
Yeah, no. I definitely, up until that unfortunate incident that Johnny led into, I had a clean car. But, the driver of the 03 is obviously an airhead. Doesn't have a spotter, doesn't have eyeballs or something, I'm not sure. But he blocked me all the way down past the goddamn white line, and I got checked up and run over. So, there's not much you can do. It's a hard racetrack. A lot of guys obviously don't know what they're doing, but you have good ones and you have bad ones, and today was a bad one.
Yeah, a bad one indeed. But hey, you did get a win in half number 1, and since we're in this mood here, I have to ask, that contact between you and the 69. What was your point of view on that one?
I changed lanes, I think, but I'm not sure if he was on the accelerator or not. I tried to cut him as much of a break as I possibly could, because obviously I couldn't pass him, and he just kept coming down, and I don't know. We're wrecking for 90th. I was critical of guys all day for doing that, and I ended up getting into a wreck for 14th when I had nothing to gain or lose. So, I don't know. I don't know if he didn't have any power or if he wasn't on the gas, but I changed lanes and he came down. So, I broke a rule and he paid the price for it.
Well, it just seemed like one of those nights we see David Westergreen burning it down. And next week we do head to Chicagoland. Are we expecting to see you in the cockpit next week?
I don't know. We had a little bit of a tussle on race control there. I'm obviously not very pleased with how things ran tonight. It could have gone a lot better as a whole, because I hate to sound like this, but you've got guys out here that should not be out here. Obviously, or else they wouldn't have 15 million cautions in a 58-lap race. But we'll see. It depends on what the big boss wants. I think honestly, it'd be a good call. I love that place to death, but I just got to see if I'm up for it.
All right, well, hopefully we'll see you back out here. If not next week, hopefully very soon. And maybe after cooling off, maybe take a cold shower after this one. I think a lot of these drivers out there tonight need one.
It would not hurt. Well, hey, appreciate you guys being here tonight. As always, I'm sure the broadcast was incredible. You guys do a great job working with what you're given with, and I'm honestly sorry you guys had to sit through some of that. But thank you guys for being
time
out
of my
here.
life.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Yeah, joking aside, I actually had a good time here.
Glad I was up here and not out there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I wouldn't get, But of course, thank you to Seth for putting this car together. He didn't have to put me back in the 29 this week, but he did. I thank him a lot for it. the Mohawk Foundation, as always, love those guys to death. They're super awesome for us. You know, it's just a case of wrong place, wrong time. I honestly think there was a blown call made, but I'm not in charge, so what am I gonna do? But I appreciate you guys covering it tonight. You know, like I said, one more time, a big shout out to Seth, Matt, Nick, all the guys in charge, the big sponsor. You know, it was
Heck yeah.
could have gone better, but it could have gone way better, but it also could have gone worse. So
Yeah, hey, at least you got that. At least you got that first half win, so you can go at least celebrate that tonight.
hey, some good points for that car.
That's right.
I appreciate you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So one guy we do know though that is having a good time, and a lot, actually maybe a couple
You're
teammates
watching
are
him.
having a good time. Yeah, is David Westergreen. Still not
And-
coming down from that high, getting his second career win.
And man, it's got to feel good because he missed a couple weeks with the internet issues and couldn't race, and he had worked his way into about fourth in standings to that point. He lost. He had a pretty bad week in Bathurst, and I asked him before the race, "We're back to an oval, no Bathurst, no internet issues. Is this going to be kind of like a return to normalcy, or are you going to go try and make a splash?" And he said he was really just hoping for a clean race, maybe get a couple top tens, and he absolutely delivered on that tonight. He got more than what he was really hoping to get.
Yeah, especially that seventh. He didn't really have the seventh he got in half one. Didn't have that clean run, but ends up he ends up getting in the wall, had heavy damage, somehow manages to get a top 10 and to get the victory. I'm sure he is almost had a perfect night from what he probably would have expected beforehand. But man, before we get to interviews, I just got to say, man, we've seen some pretty candid interviews up here, so it's been a pretty wild one, Matthew. Whew, what a one to come back to the booth to.
I listen, Darlington. Here's the thing about OSCA. I think this is just making up for all the races in the past at Darlington. My experience with Darlington in this league has been a generally clean one. I mean, the playoff race from season 2 that we had, beyond both halves, we had no cautions. So I was like, maybe we'll have a couple early ones and we'll go green. No, this is just filling up all the cautions that we haven't had at Darlington for the last 3 seasons. I did not see this coming at all.
Hey, and it's I think they also always say the lady in black will always get her way,
Oh,
and tonight
he was
I
busy
think
tonight.
she was busy. She had some making up to do for sure. But with that, we'll bring up the guys from half number 2. First off, we'll bring in Johnny Eckert, who did come home in third in half number 2, and I think in half number 1 got that top 5. So overall, Johnny, you're still holding out, waiting for that victory, but solid points night for you here tonight.
Yeah, I mean that's that's all to take out of it.
Yeah,
I
it's been a wild one, I can tell you that.
yeah, I mean this was something else. I mean it's 10 after 11, and I'm sitting here still talking about race 1. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and how hard was it? You seem to get even involved in a couple incidents here in half number 2, and was kind of wondering how much damage you'd get, but able to work yourself up in the top 3, and maybe if that last caution did not come out, you look like you got a good restart, maybe had momentum to try to make a run for that lead.
Yeah, I don't. When it comes to the damage, I mean, I think at one point I had like a minute of damage that I had to get fixed after the front stretch debacle, and then um, and then a couple other little incidents. Just getting caught up and stuff. I apologize to Kian 29. I don't know how to say
Oh man,
his name.
it's been a thing all night.
We've been having that
It's
same issue up
Kian.
here. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It's
I
Kian.
know.
It is Kian.
I called him Kynan in the race, so
Oh,
I'll stick with
man.
that for now. But no,
Listen,
no,
listen.
I apologize to him.
He
He's
says
talking about it on Discord.
he says he doesn't mind, but the moment I asked him if it was Kyan or Kian, he immediately yelled, "It's Kian."
Oh yeah, he with exclamation. Yes.
He's like that
Well,
guy that's
I'll
trying to
call
play
him-
it cool, but internally he's like, "It's Kian,
Yeah.
it's Kian, it's Kian."
Well,
stop calling me Coy.
I apologize to Big K for getting into him. I
Hey.
didn't mean.
Come on.
It was that whole restart thing. Everybody was just kind of holding on to what they got. It seemed like, and I didn't anticipate what happened mid corner, so I apologize to him. But yeah, I mean I got damage fixed a number of times throughout the race. Got involved in stuff. stuff that I didn't even predict was about to happen. Trying to be a little cheeky and get a bunch of spots for a cluster cars coming off turn two, and and then they spun in front of me, and just it is what it is. I mean, tonight it was just towards the end it was just I didn't have any. I don't think I had anything. I would have needed more than 2 laps to potentially chase down the 9. I know I had all that damage early on in the race, and the car wasn't perfect, but I still managed to run the fastest lap of the race. So you know, it was a mess. It was a mess out there, but I would have needed more than 2-3 laps in order to really to give Darlington. You have to get wound up and everything, so to give DUS a run for it. But that's part of it, I guess.
So
I'm sorry. I wanted to ask. I asked you before how you were feeling about this race, and you told me you'd end up getting used up instead of raced, and you'd be fortunate enough to finish top three. And well, you're here. So I'd have to say it worked out at least decently well.
Yeah, well, it depends what your definition of used up is, because I definitely used up Dylan too, which I apologize to him. But those are the only two that I really directly caused or did tonight. So, other than that, we had restart crashes and stuff like that, where just people use me to brake and stuff. So technically, still got used up, just not in the same way
Mhm.
that I expected here. But it worked out for me in the second race. The first race it was kind of survival, and the seas parted. I still don't know exactly what happened. I know they wrecked in front of me. DUS was to my outside, and then he T-boned whoever that was on the outside, and that was my fifth place. So I don't know what happened in the first race. The second race, it was just pretty much a survival of the fittest type thing. D West went the whole race without pitting, so we spent half the race under caution. So I mean, it is what it is. But it wasn't on speed today. I mean, I had pace. He's getting through the field well, but it didn't matter. We had caution. You could do 10 laps, 15 laps at the most, and then we had another caution. So it was just about being decent on restarts and trying not to get too much damage from the crashes.
yeah, and it has to be frustrating not being able to get those green flag runs in. But as we were kind of talking about before we started these interviews, it's just sometimes league races this kind of night happens. It happens in just about any league, from the Coca-Cola series to the mom and pop league. I don't know, somewhere that's maybe not even being broadcasted. But anyway, surviving, getting those two top fives here, and including this one podium here in the second half. Even though maybe you didn't have quite the speed or that you wanted to, kind of butting along with what Matthew was saying, it's got to feel like overall, maybe not feeling good, but maybe feeling a little relieved.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a rough week or so. So just coming out of it, and having I had fun tonight with my team. I mean, that's really all that I got out of tonight. I mean, we had good finishes and good points, but I had fun with the team. We were laughing and joking about stuff that was going on and whatnot throughout the field. So, we had a good time, and that's kind of all that matters. That's all that matters to me right now. And the points is what it is, but you know, um, I don't know what to really make of it. Otherwise, decent points night, but I had fun with my team, and that was the most. That's what I got out of it, I guess.
Hey, that's always the important thing. But before we send you off here, Johnny, it's time for your shout outs, man.
Well, first off, thank you guys for all you do broadcasting, and welcome back, Matt, to the
Thank
booth.
you. Thank you.
Um, but yeah, I want to uh, thank my teammates, Zach Roethlisberger, Dylan Gooden, and DJ Weeks. I had a blast tonight. With them. Not no one, no one really had a good race. It was just kind of survival and whatever. And DJ had wrecked out early and was 8 laps down at one point and ended up 2 down. So he he had a good time with that, at least, and seeing how far he could make up. But yeah, I want to thank them and thank our sponsors. For me personally, OSCA and Harpoon Designs for coming on board this season. Want to thank them for their support, and to Pro Air, Medical Supplies, and Castle Motors, and everybody else that supports the team as a whole. They've been big for us this season, and we can't thank them enough. And yeah, we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, see, hopefully next week at Chicago, you can finally break through, and we'll be talking to you in Victory Lane.
Yeah, Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Good night, Johnny.
See ya. Johnny Ecker coming home in third place. Next up, we'll bring the guy on that finished home or came home in second spot, and Dylan. It was a wild one out there tonight, and looked like you were running dirt track out there for a while, but still able to hold on to that second spot. Tell us a little bit about your night.
Man, the first race went according to plan, and I checked up for something in front of me and got cleaned out. Then that second one started, I think, 18th, and was seeing red. Just tried to drive through it. Figured out that wasn't the plan. Played pit strategy, and I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good indeed, holding on to that second spot. We were wondering how, you're kicking it sideways quite a bit if you're going to burn your tires up, but it seemed like before one of the cautions came out, looked like you were able to run down Wester Green. Did you think if it stayed green, did you think you had anything for him?
I definitely did until I absolutely smoked the wall coming off two. I had a good run coming off two, tried to stay in it, hit the wall, and ran him back down after that, but caution fell and just didn't go my way.
Oh, Matthew, you got something? Oh, sorry.
Did my
Oh.
mic queue up? No,
Oh,
you're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Matthew doesn't want
Oh,
to
no.
talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were interviewing Kian.
Oh boy.
And he made a comment about a little scuffle of contact that you guys got into. I believe that might have been before he got spun by the 90. What was your kind of point of view of that incident?
Never noticed it, to be honest with you. I was just trying to make it through the field, and if I don't even know if I hit him, the only person I know I hit tonight was Isabella.
Might be
So,
one
hey.
of those things. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say might be
Oh,
one of
okay,
those
go ahead.
things. There
Oh,
was
now you
so
wanna
much
talk.
going on anyways. There was so much going on anyways. It kind of starts to blur exactly who does what, and it's just one of those nights where you hit me, it's okay. Welcome to the club. Like everybody was hitting everybody.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a pretty common trait here tonight, but luckily you're able to come home in third, and next week hopefully cleans up, gets a little bit of more of a wider racing service at Chicago, Dylan. And what do you think about your chances next week?
Oh, I'm absolutely ready just to hopefully put this thing on the boards and drive away.
You're gonna be wall riding next week?
That's the plan.
Heck yeah, I love it. But with that, Dylan, any shout outs you want to give?
I just gotta thank Mike M Designs and me, myself, and I at Southern Sim Racing.
Woo!
Love it. All right, well, congratulations on the podium, finishing second here in half number 2, and best of luck to you next week. Hopefully we'll talk to you then.
We'll see y'all. Thank y'all for the broadcast. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. All right, that was Dylan Thomas coming home in second. Next up, we'll have the winner getting it done here tonight, getting his second career OSCA Series victory. I just got to say, I mentioned it during the broadcast, David. I believe right when I joined you guys talking to you before pre-race, you said you had something here tonight. You had a feeling that this could possibly happen. Tell us how you got it done here tonight.
Well, this one was certainly a little different, but
Oh.
I look, when I said that, I turned like a top 5-ish, or I think I was first on the board in practice, and I know I have speed. I know how to get around this place. Darlington is so fun when you get people who can all run it together. Tonight was definitely a bit of a disaster in terms of cautions and stuff, and I feel really bad for you guys and for anybody who was trying to watch that, but at the end of the day, I pulled the right strategy. I was about halfway through the race. I realized I could make it on fuel and I could just stay out the whole time, and they were just going to keep falling. And I had the restart. I had the restart nailed down to get a big jump and a big gap. So that was keeping me in it, even though I had older tires, but it didn't really matter.
So how does it feel now? You got your first win last season at Talladega, and at a plate track, but now you got it at probably one of the most driver driver talent, driver wheelman track. How does it feel to even under the circumstances, you had to survive and get to the end of this race. How does it feel to get a win here?
No, yeah, that's the one that makes me feel so good, man. It because Talladega, we led all bottle laps at Talladega, but it wasn't nearly the same as winning a race at Darlington. And I definitely won this one in some dubious circumstances, but as I'll always say, there's no way that it can break that badly for me that often, before it finally breaks right. And tonight it finally broke right.
Yeah, broke right indeed. And hey, we even got to talk about. Hold on, we got to go back to even half number one. A race, or half he didn't win, but that might have been even more luck than half number two. Because how in the heck did you get that car into the top 10?
iRacing, like I came off of
Good
4
answer.
and they wrecked. Dylan and Gerald wrecked in front of us, and I tried to stay in the groove. I was like, maybe Dylan will slide down, and he hooked it right back into the wall, and then just stayed there. And I was on the brakes. There's nothing I could do. And as soon as I hit him, I get punted into the inside wall. I don't know why he gave me my spots back. I had turned around, but he gives me them back, and I was dead, but it was just enough to make it to the time limit there. And 2 races where I needed the time limit to get the finish, I was sitting at there coming to the white flag a couple of times. That's fortunate. It's definitely a step in the right direction to kind of get me for all the races that have just gone from really good to horrible so quickly over my career, man.
Matt, you got anything?
Actually, David, I did ask you a question well before any practices, any laps were turned tonight, and I've already kind of given this spiel on the broadcast, so I'll make it quick with it. That you missed a few weeks with the internet issues, Bathurst didn't go to plan, and you lost a bunch of points there, and you're somehow still in the chase. And I asked you how you look at tonight, or if it's a settle in sort of thing. You're at an oval and your internet's fine. You said you were looking to settle in and grab a couple top tens and recover some points. You didn't just grab a couple top tens, you grabbed the top 10 and the win. Going forward, I think you're definitely back in full swing here. It has to feel pretty good.
That's the best medicine is a good run like this, man. I'll tell you what, Bathurst was annoying, and we had internet issues back at Las Vegas, and I feel like I would have been right there at Las Vegas. Maybe not a race winning car, but another top 10 car, and I'm having easily the best season I've ever had right now. I just want it to keep on going. It's been really fun when I've been able to just buckle down and drive the car, and I've got the speed right now. Like I qualified on pole at Auto Club. That's my first pole, I think, in a league race too. So, we're there, man. I'm leading laps. I'm earning a win. It's this has been really fun. I hope we can keep it green next time. Darlington's a tough track, but that was kind of frustrating.
So speaking of green, you're running that green uh
Oh boy.
Allmendinger throwback, and how ironic you had this car saved made special for this race. And how does it feel to get that iconic Darlington throwback scheme into victory lane?
Oh, it did better than it did in real life. Real life, it punted Jimmy Johnson into the fence with no brakes. But that's why Vic and I kind of agreed before the season he was going to give me a couple of AJ Allmendinger throwbacks from 2010, and I really like how they look and just how they stick out on the broadcast. You can tell when it's me driving around and in the background. So I'm loving it. And I got to thank Vic. I got to thank you guys in the booth, obviously. And Carlos sponsors me on Mondays. So
I do.
go watch me and Carlos and Urska, and then right before that is Elite. I drive the 3Y TV car over there, and I've been having some good runs there too because it's the same Xfinity car, man. I'm just loving this car right now. I'm having a blast. This is awesome. Woo!
see
Are
now I
you
see
the
how
reason
Carlos
why my
works now,
bank
too.
account is lighter?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's where that money's been
hey,
going.
he kept it relatively clean compared to a lot of the other drivers tonight, and he might be the only driver tonight that's walking away from Darlington with a smile on his face.
I love Darlington, man. It's one of my favorite tracks, if not my favorite track to drive on this game. I'll take it back. It's not. Rockingham is my favorite track on this game.
You just
Darlington's
call it a
number 2.
game.
But oh man, it's
Oh.
awesome, man.
Uh-oh.
You call it? Oh, you made Carlos mad.
Oh,
You
you
What
might
do you
just
be-
call
spilled the beat.
tonight?
No, not me. So that's the wrong one. Not me. All the people. I personally don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't either. It's a simulator, David.
It's a game. Anyway,
Uh,
you can't sit here and go, oh yeah, it's a I don't know. You can't say it's a simulator when you got it, but like what do we have 10 cautions per half
11.
tonight? Come on, like
Oh, hey,
You want
hey,
the
we
exact
gotta
numbers?
we were
simulators.
watching Dewar's physics too. That was so simulation like.
That's not a simulation. That's a barely a step above NASCAR heat. But I'm not complaining about wins, man. That's just,
Well, did you
they don't
guys
come
not
across
see
very
the
often.
incredible physics we got earlier in this half?
No.
Yeah, from your teammate.
Dusty was having a good run too. I also want to shout out all my teammates, the sad team, me, Adam, Vince, and Dusty. We all had top 5 cars at one point. Everybody seemed like got caught up in a wreck, but me and Vince were leading. It felt really nice. We were just really smooth with it. And then the fat guys, they had some bad luck there in race 2, but they were really good in race 1.
Can't just say it like
Damien, Chad, and Schumann.
Yeah, the fat
Oh.
guys.
fat
I can say that. They're very sad and very fat.
there you keep a PC, by saying that too. So it works out. But again, congratulations, David. Next week going to Chicagoland. You said you had that speed at Vegas. You gonna translate that next week at Chicagoland?
Well, I got a race there Monday too, so it's a good week. Gonna have a lot of practice, and I love Chicagoland. It's another track that's driver friendly, worn surface. It's gonna be about saving your tires, being smooth, and right now I feel like I'm as good as anybody at saving my tires and stuff. So I'm real happy. I think we're gonna be competitor next week. I guess I can win them now, but we'll see. I usually think, oh yeah, I'm going for a top 10, but if I go for top 10s every week, we might just stumble into another win. You'll see.
Yeah, hey, and that's the thing. You put yourself in the position soon enough, those wins will come, and certainly now you got win number 2 in the books. It's got to feel pretty good. But with that, David, we'll let you go celebrate, and hey, have a green beer tonight. Match that green car for St. Patrick's Day.
Will do, man. Yeah, we won on St. Patrick's Day in the green car. That's pretty awesome.
Heck yeah! Well, good. Congratulations, David. And we'll hopefully talk to you next week too with another at least podium finish. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. I hope you get to talk to you guys a bunch more the rest of the season. You guys take care.
Yep, you too. That's David Westergreen coming home with the victory in half number 2. But we do have Vic in here. I don't know if he had any words or not. If he's just here for.
Yeah, he hopped in.
He
I
hopped
was
in.
gonna apologize after.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
alright.
Well,
I'll say it here. I'm not afraid. I was just gonna apologize to all you guys having to suffer through that. That's miserable. Just
Yeah,
miserable.
no, we had a blast.
It's all gonna
actually.
be dealt with.
A lot of jokes.
We had a
Yeah,
pretty good time up here.
we had a
I'm
good
sure.
time. I'm hoping the people enjoyed our conversations as well. And again, I think like Matthew said, it's something that we don't normally see here in the OSCA series, and especially even here at Darlington with those stats you threw out there. So
Mhm.
unfortunately, Lady in Black.
Not kind to us tonight, man.
Yeah, pulling
Oh.
some bad voodoo out there for sure. But yeah, with that, Matthew, I'll give you one
somebody's
last
poisoned the water hole.
last words here before we. Yeah, no kidding. Last words, Matthew. What we saw out here tonight.
Man, definitely not normal for this league. Not normal at all. I mean, there was definitely some bright spots in there, but 18 cautions across 2 halves is, I'm going to be honest, probably something I don't know that you'll ever see again from this group of drivers. It was it was an anomaly.
Anomaly
And
indeed,
it's
but
something we've mentioned in the broadcast that this is something that every league goes through, not just it's not an example of what this league is. Even the Coke series has suffered actually surprisingly large amount of horrible races, but that's something every single league has at some point. And it's rare, and this is like the first one in the how many seasons have we been broadcasting? 3 seasons.
Yeah, you're in season 3 now. I
Yeah.
mean, we've done 4 seasons of racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Total.
very rare to see, but hopefully these drivers can cool down, maybe enjoy the final hours or minutes, depending what time zone you're in, of some St. Patrick's Day beer, some green beer, and settle down and enjoy each other's company. It
Have
seemed
a
like
drink or
yeah,
2 or 5 or 8, depending on
or
who you are.
Hopefully
or
some
all
of
of
them
them.
take some chill pills.
Yeah,
Yeah, Vic, you got
hitting along with
you got nothing to worry about. It's
No,
it's
it's just-
unfortunate.
it
It happens. It sucks.
from
yeah.
my perspective. It sucks so hard from my perspective because, like, I think we've grown this to not be this, And
Hey.
then for this to happen, it's like, geez, I don't know where like we went wrong. Maybe it was a track driver combo. Maybe it was just I don't know. I'm gonna
Well,
have to go talk to more
before
people about it and
before
figure
anything
it out.
else gets said, let's go ahead and wrap up the broadcast.
Yeah,
We'll see you
we'll-
guys. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Normally there's music playing, but unfortunately the band already packed up like about an hour ago.
They're already drinking beer.
Yeah, God, it's
Got
a
a
special
celebration to go to.
day. I'm not giving them overtime tonight.
Yeah,
Alright.
your wallet's light enough after paying those sponsorships. But everyone, have a good night now.